Hey everyone, welcome to Downloadable Podcast. This is going to be episode 147. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 3, the launch, our memories, everything in between. But my guest tonight, returning again, is the comic man, Adan. Welcome, sir.
Hey. Hello. Glad to be on a podcast that isn't about the best games of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully more to come. So,
Yes.
we got Wubs
Hey everybody, glad to be back.
and Anthony.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you?
All right, so yeah, the PS3 launched originally in the US, and No, I think it was a little bit earlier in Japan. So, but in the US, it launched on March 23rd, 2007. I would have been 26 at the time.
No, I think that's the PAL launch in Europe.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
North
yeah. Okay,
America.
yeah.
Yeah.
Followed by, okay, North America, which would have been November 17th. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So 2006. So I would have been 25. Yeah, there we go. I got to move back a year. But yeah, in Japan, it would have, yeah. So it was in Japan, it would have been like a couple of days before that. So November 11th of 2026. But the console originally released in two versions. You had the 20 gig and the 60 gig. $100 difference between the two, which wasn't too bad, but still you're looking at $500 to $600. So it was quite expensive for a console release. But it was the cheapest way you could get a Blu-ray player, which was
Yep.
one of the biggest sell points. And on top of
Um,
that, it had the ability if you got the either one of the, I think it was, yeah, either one, the 20 or the 60 gig at the time, you could play backwards compatible PS1, PS2. But so, yeah, guys, so what was y'all's first experience with the console? At least seeing it. What was your thoughts on it? Then the price.
all right, well, I'll go if you guys aren't going to go.
Yeah, knock
I
yourself out.
yeah, my first experience with it was through a friend of mine from high school. I was visiting, and he got all the consoles day one. Rich kid, typical rich kid, right? Got all the consoles, all the games, everything, and so the PS3 was no exception. And he had a 720p 32-inch TV, I want to say, and he put resistance on that, and it was amazing. Obviously coming from everything we had played before that, it was a amazing game to see. Um, and as far as launch games go, I think that might be like top tier launch game, like of all time. That's a really good launch game. But anyway, I was really impressed with it. But I was in college at the time and had no money, so I just said, "Cool, thanks. That was fun." Went back to my dorm and spent the next 2 years in class, and eventually bought one on Craigslist for $200.
Wow.
Like 3 years later, but that was cool. That was my first experience. How about you guys?
I I have I moved out at the time. I think it was like 2021 or 22 when it came out, and a friend of mine had it. My roommate, and he was like, "Yo, check." I remember him coming home with the box, and he was like, "Wow, like check this out." I'm like, "Oh, okay," and it was basically a game like a skiing game that had controls like the joystick you can move up and down, left and right,
The
and
six
like
X
you can
controller.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was like a motion control or something for skiing, and
Hmm.
I'm like, holy crap, like this is amazing. Um he went out and bought like a really super fancy TV for it. Um and I didn't get I was still in my like Super Nintendo GameCube type of phase. So for me I didn't care. I was playing oh what was it? Twilight Princess and everything, so I just didn't care. But it was interesting system. Then like a year later after it came out, I got the PlayStation 3 and I got Heavenly Sword and I
Ooh.
played Heavenly Sword to almost no end. I
Hmm.
thought it was a
Mhm.
really, really, really good system. I was like,
Mhm.
wow, I got a PSP here, and then now I got this system, to play Heavenly Sword on. The graphics were crazy if you had the TV to support it.
Yep.
So that was my weird experience the first time I played it.
So my first experience with the PS3 was slightly after launch because I wasn't in college anymore. I graduated, but I was still fairly poor, and so I had to save up money because it was a pretty expensive console. So I had to save
Mhm.
up money in order to be able to buy it. It was the second console that I bought on my own, the PS2 being the first one.
Back then,
Um,
that was rent. That was a month of
Oh
rent
yeah,
yeah,
back
that's
that
then.
was
correct.
rent.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
yeah,
When things were
and I
yeah.
lived
cheaper
in New
back
York,
then.
so New York has higher rent.
Oh
Oh,
yes.
So
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
yeah.
so I
Yeah.
had to save up for almost about a year before had enough money to buy one. But I think my original PS3 was the fat version that could be
Backwards
backwards compatible.
compatible.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
before that, so I used to work for a pop culture site back in New York. So I would write up comic book reviews and occasionally be invited to certain events. And in 2005, I was invited to the PSP launch because that came out earlier the year, and I got to meet Ken Kutaragi and interview him for
Wow.
the site.
Nice.
And he talked a little bit about the PS3 then, and I can't remember exactly what he said because this is 20 years ago now. So I can't remember what we talked about, but I remember that I asked him about it because it had already been in the news, and I asked him about it as we were talking about the PSP. And yeah, it was like a midnight launch thing at one of the Sony branded stores in New York. Uh, and so that was a pretty great experience. And even though there wasn't any PS3s there, I did get to talk to him about it. And then yeah, I didn't get the PS3 until like 2 years later because I had to save up for it.
You had the same experience I did, it sounds like, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I didn't even get mine until 2 years later. I got mine literally whenever Metal Gear came out because I had to get it for Metal Gear.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
That was,
That's a good reason.
but like I remember specifically, I remember seeing the console. I thought it was pretty sleek. I was wondered why the Sony font for Spider-Man was on the console for the PlayStation. I was like, that's an interesting tie-in, even though they own the rights for Spider-Man. But I felt it would be cool, but there wasn't anything that like really caught my eye for me to just go out and buy it. But I didn't have the money to do it. I mean, we just moved out into our own apartment that year, so it was just me and my wife making ends meet. But our rent was like really cheap, you know. I think we were paying like $600. So literally, if I bought the higher end, it would have been $600 for our apartment
Mm.
because it was just a one bedroom townhome. So I had a bottom area with the kitchen, living room, like half bath, and then upstairs you had your full bedroom with the full bathroom and washer dryer hookups. But we didn't get ours until 2 years later. Like I said before, right before Metal Gear came out, I got it, and the only reason why I got it was because I was in a car accident, and we happened to get money back because it wasn't our fault for the accident in the car.
Oh,
Ended up getting in a
jeez.
car, had some of the money left over, got a PS3. And Metal Gear was the first game I picked up. I was like, I just played the heck out of it. I was just so I was it was nice being able to play with the six-axis controller and be able to do all the things you could do with Snake with like popping out by
Wow.
tilting your controller, doing certain things. So and then just the backwards compatibility was so cool. You know, I didn't have to hook up my PS2 to play my PS1 and PS2 games because as far as I know, it was native for PS1 to play on the PS3, but for the PS2 it was just a software update. And then
No,
whenever
No,
it
no,
wasn't a
it's
software
hardware.
update. It's hardware. Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hardware.
Well, it was
There-
hardware, but there was an update. There was an actual software that you had to download. And then when they
Oh,
released the later one,
Mhm.
they took that out to make it cheaper.
Oh, that's
yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Because
Yeah.
basically they had to put in the PS2 guts inside the PS3 in order for it to
Yes.
play the PS2.
That's why the damn thing was
Um,
so
Hardware was so
heavy.
expensive.
Hmm.
yeah, correct.
I mean, that was a heavy system.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
very
that's
heavy.
probably the heaviest console that's ever been, right? I don't
The
remember a
well,
heavier one.
I have a PSX, and that PSX is ridiculously heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like if you go and look at like server arrays, it's kind of like about the same block size as a server array, and it
Oh,
it
wow.
is it's super super heavy. Um, but it's on par with the PlayStation 3. It's
Hmm.
just the PlayStation 3 is like a weird, like aerodynamic shape, kind of like a plane wing or something. I don't know what they were going for with that. Um, but I know the fans were horrible. Sounded like a jet was ready to take off.
Hmm.
It was nuts. But a lot of people I remember like they could swap the hard drive out,
Yes.
and it
Yep.
it was mechanical because we didn't have SATA or anything back then. And if you would take the PlayStation and then move it on its side like this, back and back and forth, I heard a lot of people were kind of like, you know, causing issues with the discs because as the hard drive was writing to the disk and people are moving their PlayStation going this way or this way, you have instability in the discs in the hard drive. And that was causing a lot of people issues, but the system itself was great.
Well, and that was the thing too. It had a unique, like I think dual system laser similar to the Xbox, but it wasn't as bad as the Xbox because if you moved your Xbox to the side or down with their disc being in it, and
Oh
regardless if it
yeah.
was on or not, it would scratch the DVD lens, making it
Oh
to where you
dang.
could be unable to play movies. You'd only be able to play games. And luckily, I didn't ever have that issue with the PS3. I kind of just kept it, vertical. But yeah, no, it was a good system, and I just remember like it took a while for like really good games to come out for it. I mean, you look at the launch list of titles. Resistance Fall of Man was fun. Marvel Ultimate Alliance was great, but I played that on the 360. You had Call of Duty 3, which was fun, especially for the multiplayer. I mean, you're
Mm.
talking about a game that kind of boomed that whole multiplayer experience. Ridge Racer 7, Genji Days of the Blade, Tony Hawk Project 8, which wasn't great. Madden '07, NBA 2K7, and NBA '07. Let me see. You got NHL 2K7, Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire, which is one of the ones I wanted to play, and I still need to pick it up just to check it out. I love mech combat stuff. Blazing Angels Squadron of World War II, Tiger Woods GTA Tour '07, Untold Legends Dark Kingdom, which is another one I missed, and then Full Auto 2 Battle Lines. And then eventually you got Metal Storm, Sonic the Hedgehog, which I think is, yeah, it's the '06 version, which everybody hates. Elder Scroll 4, Oblivion, and then Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas, which I played on the 360, both of those.
Hmm.
So Heavenly Sword wasn't a release?
No, Heavenly Sword, hold
Mm,
I
on.
it
really
came
thought it
out a
was
little
the first
later.
they released.
Yeah, I think it was like within a year, I think.
Yeah, it was
Because
fairly early.
Yeah, that Gundam game does look nice.
Actually, so according to Wikipedia, it Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion actually missed the launch. It came out shortly
yeah,
Hmm.
slightly
thereafter.
after. Yeah, that's what it,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it came on the 360 first, right?
yeah, yeah.
Before the
Yes.
PS3.
And then
'Cause I
yeah.
played that at another friend's house because he had a 360 and Elder Scrolls, and I would go over there between classes, play that with him, and we would watch zombie movies. That's what I remember. Those good
Nice.
times.
Yeah, Heavenly Sword was September 12th, 2007, so a year later.
Oh wow.
But it's funny too because I had picked up the 360 whenever Gears of War came out. So I got Gears of War and Dead Rising when I picked up my 360, and then I was just playing games on that heavily. And I kind of it tied me over until Metal Gear came out. So it was no initiative for me to like just buy it right away.
Those are two really good games.
Hmm. Well, and on top of that, you had Sony at the time was still doing online multiplayer for free versus Xbox with their Xbox Live.
Yeah. Well, they still are if you got your PS3 and you got
True.
support for
That's
whatever
true.
the game is.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They also were the first company to push the 3D TV and the 3D glasses.
That's
Yes.
right.
which I
Hmm.
never got into, but yeah,
I
that
never,
was too
yeah, I never
expensive.
got to see it. I never got to even experience that. Was it good? Was it worth it?
I never had the money for it, but my
Yeah.
buddy Edward did, and he said it was nice. He kept on telling me he got these special glasses for it and all that other stuff. I'm like, that's cool. I never went over to his house to go check it out. He always came over to my house and we played fighting games and everything. But it was
Mm.
he was the only person I ever knew that actually utilized the full 3D technology.
The TV's only $200 on eBay
Oh, really?
Now. Yeah, now.
Now, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
now.
A
So we could, I think,
15-year-old 3D TV.
affordable TV right there if you want to hook up your PlayStation
Right?
3.
I mean,
But
you could be like one of those guys that's like instead of a CRT, you want to have a 3D TV and experience the PS3 at its full glory.
Hmm,
I mean,
that's right.
I don't even remember. I honestly I don't remember it being 3D or whatever. I know I got the PlayStation 3. Mine was backwards compatible. I was very
Hmm.
excited that I could play Valkyrie Profile on it, and I didn't have to have my you know the PS1. And then of course I liked the open flap where I could take my memory cards, put them in there, and load up. Hey, here's my ridiculous save on Symphony of the Night or Tactics, and just continue to play Symphony of the Night or Tactics.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Did
that
y'all
Oh,
buy
was
that adapter that allows you to transfer your
yes, I have it in my
PS2?
drawer.
Yeah, I still it's just a
no.
little wee block that connects with the USB A cable,
I think it was
the
a
micro
cable.
the A micro or whatever.
Oh, I don't even remember this thing.
Yeah, I don't have it near me, but it's in one of my totes. But it's just this little bitty square box that you could slide a memory card in, and on the other side was the port for the USB that you could plug into your PlayStation and be able to transfer your data over.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it was like I think it was $40.
I
I
didn't
gotta
even know that
look.
exists. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it somewhere in this drawer of junk. But yeah, that was great because then you could just take everything and transfer it.
Hmm.
Get in,
How what games did this work with? Because like I guess with all your games basically because the
Yeah.
PS2 was yeah, okay.
Yeah, it
Oh,
will work
interesting.
with
Yeah,
all of
very
it. And it
cool.
was cool is that you could make it to where it would, because like remember when they started releasing the games through the virtual store, you could be able to buy things and then you would create a memory card, virtual memory card on your system. So you could do the same thing. Basically, you created the virtual memory card and that's where you stored your data. But you could
Yes, yeah.
put so much stuff on there. I remember I had like most of my saves on my original PlayStation,
yeah, that
which
was cool.
um so like how many games do you guys remember that you ended up picking up for the system overall in the initial lifetime?
Oh, initially.
Yeah.
A lot.
Initially it wasn't that many. Initially I only had maybe God 10 or 15.
Hmm.
Because I was like I said, I was not very well off. And so I couldn't afford to get that many games. But I think the first one that I got was Uncharted, the first Uncharted.
Yeah.
That's what I bought when I bought the system. So it was late. So it was, I think it was like a year and a half after the launch of the system that I finally bought it. Because yeah, I remember picking up Uncharted at the same time. Um, but like I was checking yesterday, like now, 20 years after the fact, I think it's no, I don't think. I definitely know that it's the system I own the most physical games for. Like that's what I've gotten the most for, is the PS3. But yeah, I think it during its lifetime, like before the PS4 hit, I had very few games, and I just played them over and over.
Oh yeah. Well, Wubs, Anthony, what about you guys? What do you think was your count of what you had
You
at
want to
the end?
go hook?
I Yeah, it really grew a lot. I mean, like it's funny you say like what did you have on like initially or whatever because I've had I was trying to count it earlier. I've had now God, no, five. I've had five PlayStation 3s in my life.
Wow.
And I currently have a PS3 Slim that Tylord sent me that I rehabbed. Thanks, Tylord, if you're listening, Tylord, not Tyler. Tylord, thank you again for sending that. It's awesome. Um, but yeah, the first time I had it, like I said, I
Oh,
got it on
excellent.
Craigslist in 2009. and still kind of like the golden age of Craigslist as far as I'm concerned. And I would do most of my shopping there before we had Facebook Marketplace, and eBay got
Hmm.
much bigger, of course, over time. But and Amazon. But yeah, so I remember buying it. It was came with two 6-axis controllers. It was the
Mm.
60 gig model,
Okay.
and yeah, first model is 60 gig, and it had Fallout 3 and Red Faction, and yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Red Faction Gorilla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, so I got it home, hooked it up, and I played Red Faction, or I played Fallout 3, and I played for like 5 hours or something, like 5 or 6 hours. And keep in mind, like I'm like new in my career. I've just graduated school and stuff, and so like 5 hours went by, and I was like, holy shit! I couldn't believe like I spent that much time playing that game because it was so immersive and stuff. And it honestly, it freaked me out to the point where I never played that game again because I was so afraid that I would just totally get lost in it. And this was back when I had already seen people drop out of school because of World of Warcraft. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
what was going on when I
Wait, they
was in
really did that?
college. Oh
Yes.
yeah. Yep, multiple people
Wow.
I knew dropped out and really screwed up their lives because of it. At least as far as I could tell outside looking in. But um anyway, yeah, that was what I started with, but yeah, my collection grew a lot over time. Like at one point, I'm sure I had like 30, 35 games, something like that, which for me was a lot. Like that's a lot for me with a console. I don't usually ever have that many games with a console, but certainly not at the same time. I'd be trading or selling stuff. But with the PS3, it was like they were so good, I didn't want to get rid of them.
Well, there
And
you
then I
go.
did get rid of them, and I've since been rebuilding my collection. And this is like the only console I've gone back to and bought games that I used to have again, which I think tells you, at least for me, that tells me like how special this console is, because I've never done that with any other system.
No, no, I got oh man, Call of Duty Ghosts. Played with my cousin a lot. The big ones, and well, in total, I only know this because I packed them up. I have 32 games in total for the PlayStation 3.
Hmm.
And one of them is that Africa game, and that was
Oh,
given to me.
that's
But
rare, yeah.
it was given to me because somebody in my family thought it would be kind of cool to take pictures and go on like a safari or something, and it was they thought it was educational. That's
Sure.
the only way I even got that game.
Right.
But Gundam Dynasty Warriors 1, 2, and
Hmm.
3, solid, gated on that system. There's a Gundam, any of the Gundam games for PlayStation 3 are phenomenal. Prototype 1 and 2,
Hmm.
phenomenal games. Like I recently got those. Um, bunch of the Silent Hill stuff. Just really, PlayStation 3 was a solid system. The first game I got was Heavenly Sword. The second game I got after Heavenly Sword was Gundam Dynasty Warriors. And man, did I burn that game to no end. That was a phenomenal game. Really good game. You could choose any Gundam you wanted, Tomokazu, Hiroyui, Troa, like it was such a great game. Like, PlayStation 3 was an amazing it's still a great system with a lot of great games and stuff. From the retro aspect, it's highly affordable. The games
Yeah.
are
Yep.
like you can collect for it and not feel like you killed yourself or broke the bank or whatever it was. The
Hmm.
systems are a little bit expensive, especially for the backwards compatible ones. because everybody wants them. They want to Frankenstein the parts, so people buy a large quantity of PlayStation 3s and then like have them all set up in case they have to replace the fan or the hard drive or this or this or this.
Yeah.
Um, to me to me the way it went was I had a Xbox 360 and it crashed on the third day of having it with the Red Ring of Death.
Wow.
There was
Oh,
nothing I could do with it. There
Did
was
you get it
nothing.
new?
I got it. I pre-ordered like back in the day when like we actually pre-orders meant something at GameStop, and
Right.
the word wasn't just pre-order. You're playing Russian roulette if you're gonna get it or not.
Mm-hmm.
I stood in line. I was a diehard Xbox fan. Like I had Halo, the green Xbox. Like like I was total Halo. I'm like, wow, this is gonna be amazing. I can't wait to get this. Xbox 360. Here we go. Um, and it red ring to death. 5 days in,
dang.
Wow. How
Mm.
horrible.
and I tried to do I everything at the time. There was nothing. Cold Sony. No, sorry, cold Xbox, nonstop. I got no reprieve. And
Mm.
then I was always really a big PlayStation person, but I didn't anticipate getting the PlayStation 2. And here I am. I couldn't bring the stupid paperweight back to GameStop because GameStop wasn't taking it because GameStop considered it a manufactural defect. Call the
Mm.
manufacturer. Xbox didn't know what to do because it was in the early days of it. I you know went and got rid of it, got rid of everything, sold it to some kid, took that money, waited until like around Christmas time when my birthday is, combined all the money together, and then got a PlayStation, uh, PlayStation 3.
Wow.
I just played. I was delayed too because I was on GameCube a lot, playing like I was trying to build up a good solid GameCube collection. Um, PS2 was very affordable at the time, buying up a lot of PS2
Mm-hmm.
games, and I
Mhm.
didn't really think PlayStation 3, all right, whatever. Like now, I'm very different from the way I am now. Where if a new system comes out, I would want to get the new system, be on the cusp of getting the new system. Back then, I was like, oh, I don't give a damn. I got Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and
Right.
GameCube. What do I need PlayStation 3 for?
Mhm.
Right. Right. But that's
But
more like me. Like I always try to hang back at least one gen,
yeah,
like between 1 to 2 gens. Usually, like that's the sweet spot for finding value and deals and stuff.
Mhm.
But I mean, I break that too. I mean, I've got a PS5. It's a game on sale. I really want. I'll buy it. You know. But man, I am so sorry that happened to you though, because that just seems like such a scarring experience for.
I never went back to Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, and that's so sad because for a lot of people, the 360 was the peak
It was
for
the peak,
Xbox.
Yeah,
and
I
then
was
like
so happy
their
to get that
support was
box.
so good at the point like when I called them because like mine, I do want to say this for I had mine died on me twice, two different reasons. Red
Mm,
Ring of Death, and then one was the laser issue. They fixed
Okay.
it for
yeah.
free both times. They shipped me a box, but I was without a system for like 7 to 14 days because
Mm.
they ship the box for free. You send it out, they fix it, repair it. The last time they happened, they gave me a system for free because they couldn't fix it normally, so they just gave me one that had the fix already on it and it was brand new.
When did you buy it? The same launch day?
For Xbox?
Yeah.
No, I bought mine whenever Gears of War came out, so
Oh, it was down the
yeah, did a little down the road.
down
I
the
mean,
line.
yeah.
Uh,
At least a year and a half or a year from launch.
I mean, when you see like my parents would go up to New Jersey, and I would have LAN parties like in my backyard of just playing Halo, and we would have like Xbox and four controllers and one Xbox, cardboard cut out against the TV like across, so it would have four screens you couldn't see. Really a lot heavy nerdum stuff, but I mean,
Billy's cheating.
what's written in the nerd law. But I mean, we had a lot like a blast. It just and it pushed me harder on Sony,
Mhm.
and I kind of feel like if the Red Ring of Death didn't happen, I would be probably Xbox. Um, but yeah, it happened, and I got a PlayStation 3. I waited a little while to get it, and I was never disappointed with the PlayStation 3. Think it's a
That's
really solid system.
Yeah, so it's funny that like Wubbs was talking about how like it's sort of the one of the easiest systems to like collect for because
Yes.
like I was looking last night, I was like, oh, we're going to talk about PS3 tomorrow. Let me take a look at my games and see what to talk about stuff. And like I did my count, and I have 187 games for the
Oh wow.
PS3. And
Wow.
this is because like Wubbs says, like most of these games are fairly inexpensive. Like I have been very very fortunate in my semi old age to be able to travel the world thanks to my wife. My wife is a very accomplished person who gets invited to various things, and I get to go along as her arm candy. And as I'm out there, like I've been to Europe multiple times in the last couple of years. I've been around Asia a couple of times, and like I drop by their uh, their retro game shops, and they've got tons of PS3. And because the PS3 is not um oh, what's the term? Uh,
Oh,
oh
region
shoot.
locked, region locked.
Thank you. Yes, it's not
Right,
region locked.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
PS3 is
yeah.
not region locked, so you can buy games from wherever. Like it doesn't
Yep.
matter. Like it does, so I can buy European PAL games, I can buy Japanese games, I can buy obviously North America games. And it doesn't matter what your system is either. You could buy your system from wherever and it would still play
Hmm.
games from wherever. Which is fantastic for a collector because I don't have to worry about like I have to get the North American release because that's the only one that's going to play on my system. And
Right.
sometimes the North American release is, for whatever reason, more expensive than the European or the Japanese release.
Oh, it
Um,
seems like that's all the time. Every game I
yeah,
look at, it's always that way, and
Yeah.
yeah. And
it's
like
really annoying.
another great thing about the PS3 era is that most games, regardless of where you bought them from, had English options.
Yep.
So like even like so
Right.
that at least subtitles, if not like just out because like they started to have voices in PS3, right? Like a PS2 I think started to have voices, but like PS3 they really kind of
Yeah,
all right,
they
now we
did.
can afford to put it on there. It's not going to cost us so much memory on the disc
Yep.
and such. Um, so everything was voiced, and usually it was either voiced in Japanese or in English because, and then
Yep.
you wouldn't do it any other way because it costs too much to be like getting all the voice acting, right? So you did it the one language and that was it, and then you had your subtitle options. But like
Hmm.
even the Japanese games, the Japanese only quote unquote only games would still have English subs most of the time. So it didn't matter that I bought the game in Japan because I could still understand it even if it was voiced in Japanese. And so that's been a real boon because yeah, I've been able to go around the world and like no matter where I am, I could take a look at their PS3 section and be like, yeah, I don't have this game and it's only 5 USD or
Yep.
or
Wow.
200 yen or whatever, and I'll just grab it. Like it's not that expensive, and it's a
Yeah.
game that I'm interested in that seems kind of cool or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, I did my count last night. I'm like, I have 187 games. That's the most I have for
Jeez.
any system. Yeah. And not
Yeah.
even like it's not even like a contest. Like I think the next closest is the PS4, and the PS4 it's only 110 or something. It's not that much either.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Imagine if that was the way that it was for everything, because
Yeah,
I've looked at Japanese versions of Super Nintendo games a lot on eBay, and they're always cheaper than the domestics, at least for
Yeah.
the games I want,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
like way cheaper than the domestics. Vince, you know
Yeah.
what I'm looking at.
I know,
So
but
yeah,
there's ones that are like, oh my gosh, they're expensive. They're
yeah,
even more expensive in Japanese than they are in American, which is crazy
right.
to me
I
sometimes
So
with some of that
the
stuff.
only reason I
yeah,
have Chrono Trigger is because I picked up a Super Famicom version for very, very
right.
cheap.
Oh yeah,
Because
you
the
can get
US
those
version
for
is
like $20.
astronomically high.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I've thought about doing that too, like just ordering a Chrono Trigger, but it's not nearly as good because it's just going to be in Japanese, right? It's not going to
That's
have
the problem.
True.
English on the
But
cart.
like I know that with at least with the Polymega, and I know that's a stickler for Anthony here, is the fact that but you can't put the translated packs in there, so when you
Correct.
play it, it's
Yes.
automatically
Can, yeah.
translated for you.
Oh, that's
Yes, you
Um,
cool.
can.
so you can't do that for some of the consoles, but you could probably do it for the Mister, which I know that
Yes, you
Hmm.
can do it for the Mister.
mhm.
I think
You can.
I'm gonna get on Steam and drop $7 and just play it.
What
Yeah,
Chrono on
yeah.
Steam?
If I want it in English, I'd buy the Japanese one just to collect it, but
Well,
to
you might
play
get
it, I'll probably
lucky.
just play it online.
There's some like small businesses that actually do reproduction cards that have
Oh,
multiple
that's true.
RPGs, and you could do that
I
and
could do that.
be able to play the game at least.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, but
travesty
that's
that
the
that
thing though.
game.
Like, I just don't think I would ever play it because I don't have that old hardware. I
Mm.
probably wouldn't. I wouldn't want to buy it. I don't have enough space as it is. You know, I've got the little tiny house, so it's like for me, it's like I'll just play it on my computer. But if I bought the cart, if I had like a repo cart, like what I would do with it is I'd just frame it and put it on the wall. Like
Like, yeah, hey,
never
look, this is
play it
my
at
game over
all. It'd
here.
just be on the wall, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's my Famicom version right
Oh, is it
there.
behind you?
Oh yeah,
Super
there it is. Yeah, I
Famicom,
see
Yeah.
yeah,
it. I
Oh,
see
yeah.
it.
nice.
It's
But
right there.
no, but like it's funny because I think I only had maybe 25 games for the PS3 originally because I only bought exclusive titles for it, like Heavy
Uh,
Rain, Metal
yes.
Gear.
All your third party was on Xbox?
No, yeah, all my main like my so my Xbox was my main console for like
Okay.
multiplayer for main games that I really wanted to play. But like
Hmm.
if it was exclusive for the PS3, that's where I'd pick it up.
Yeah.
Even The Last of Us, the first one was amazing on that system. I just amazed how how much was being able to be pushed out of that system with that game. Same thing with Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain was so cool using that six-axis controller. Um, and
Dumb
then
story, but
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean the sad thing is like the first time I played through it, I got all the way to the end, and I got the ending where the main character drowns, trying to
Oh,
save his son. It's
jeez.
like, and
No.
the girl saves his son, but it's like, oh come on, it's like his dad went through all this stuff, and he just like he Zach has to sacrifice himself to save his son because I screwed up because it's like you had to
Yeah.
do all these quick time events or that all these different things with the controller, and it was a cool, unique gimmick, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish they had done more with the motion controls than they did because
Yes.
I think it could have been really awesome if they had more developers had actually tried to do stuff with it.
Well, they did with the Move controller. You had
Well,
like,
yeah. I mean, they added the move, but I mean the
mhm.
six axis though.
But
You know,
yeah,
because
this
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would
one
have been
game that was
awesome.
really cool was the oh, what was it called? The one where you got to fly the dragon with the six axis. You guys
oh
remember that?
Dragon
Dragarden?
Guard?
No,
Drakengard?
it wasn't Drakengard. It was oh man,
Because
that's gonna drive me nuts.
It would have been Panzer Dragoon because
No, it wasn't Panzer.
Microsoft had bought
It was totally
Yeah.
its own thing. It was a one shot. It wasn't connected to anything else. But it
okay.
was fairly early, like the first I want to say like the second year. It probably came out in '07.
Hmm.
On
And
PS3?
yeah, on PS3. Yeah, I can't believe you guys don't remember this. It was like one of the popular ones
Lair.
for yes, that's it,
Lair.
Lair.
Yeah.
Okay,
With
okay.
Oh,
the six
Lair.
axis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could fly your dragon just moving the controller around and stuff. And people apparently really liked it, or at least in the reviews I read,
Hmm.
they thought it was cool. And I just feel like, yeah, that's such a kind of obvious mechanic for something like that. Why not do it with spaceships and mechs and all kinds of stuff, you know?
Oh, they should have.
I think the
Yeah.
problem is that like Sony never forced them to, right? Like when
Right.
Nintendo put out the Wii, like you had no choice but to do
Yes.
the
Yeah.
like you know that was it. You
Right.
had to use the move controls, the motion controls, excuse me.
Yep.
Um so but on the PS3 they were like, well, that's an option, but you can also just use regular buttons. So let's just use
Yeah,
regular
you don't
buttons.
have to do it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, and part of
Because
the I think
even now with the the PS5, right? Like the PS5 has a similar
yes, it does. Yeah, it has
yeah.
that.
And developers just are like, nah, we'll just use the buttons, thanks.
Well, and part of it too is the reason why they did the six-axis controller because they lost the rights to DualShock
Oh, I
stuff, and
didn't
then
know
they had,
that.
Oh,
hmm
did they? Oh, I didn't realize that.
and then that was
Wow.
why we didn't get an actual DualShock 3 controller till like 3 years into the console or so.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
I didn't
and then
realize that.
they
Yeah.
started pushing out the six-axis controller. So certain games still had kind of that feature with that controller, but they didn't utilize it as much.
It was
So,
rare. It was like hardly any of my games used it.
A lot
but
of them didn't, I don't think.
so like, was it some of the unique games that were on there, like 3D Dot Hero was fun, kind of like a
Yep.
Yes.
Zelda, pixelated.
Splatterhouse.
Yep.
Hmm. looked really cool.
Infamous 1 and 2 were
Hmm.
great.
The Uncharted series, the first three.
Uncharted, which is funny because I didn't play the Uncharted series until after I played The Last of Us. But my
Hmm.
Oh wow,
buddy, I had a buddy
that's
that
surprising.
I had a buddy that worked in our accounting department, and like he was a general accountant, and like he kept telling me, "Hey, dude, you gotta play this. You gotta play this. It's so good." He'd come to my desk every day and like go, "This game is so good. It's like playing Indiana Jones. It's the closest we're ever gonna get to like a really good 3D Indiana Jones game right now." And like I was like, "Okay, okay, I'll check it out." And I never did until after I played. And I remember hitting him up on Facebook and telling him I finally played it, and we talked about it about it, but. And it was so good. I mean, like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and even
Yeah.
4 were so good. And I wish I would have
Yep.
played them back in the day because I would have this would have been something that I would have gravitated to heavily considering like I love Tomb Raider. I love Indiana Jones.
Well, you know,
Um
that's the other thing. Tomb Raider 2013's on the PS3, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Hmm.
talking about stuff that
Yes.
was like pushing the limits or whatever.
yep.
Yes.
And I think that's personally, I just really think that's awesome.
Man, Call of Duty Ghosts. I remember playing that, and I I don't know. I don't remember the stage was the zombie stage, and it was the theater. And when you got the three meteorites, 115 came on, and 115, that song is, I don't know if you guys hold a memory to this, but that song is insane. I remember me and like my friends playing um uh playing Call of Duty and being in that the stage and killing the zombies, finding that on accident, and here's this like metal version of a song with this girl screaming, and we went ballistic. I mean, all my like
Nice.
you would have thought
That's
like we were
awesome.
actually fighting in a war in the house. We were screaming, and I met a lot of friends I still have now. Destiny from PlayStation 3
Mhm.
to PlayStation 4. A lot of friends that I still talk to now because of Destiny. I remember um I think it was a PlayStation exclusive Destiny at first. I'm not 100% sure. I have the ghost of Peter Dinklage, where the ghost talks,
Hmm.
and it was Peter Dinklage before it
Hmm.
completely got, upside down. Um, and I I really feel, to me, that PlayStation 3 was like when I really started gaming more hardcore. Like, yes, I had Super Nintendo and Genesis and all those other systems, and I would play the games, get over them. But PlayStation 3 was really where I really gamed like a lot. Gundam Dynasty Warriors 1, 2, and 3. I've never played an Uncharted series before. I've never played The Last of Us. I've
At least the first
Yeah,
one. You got to play the first one at least, but
Mhm.
I've
uh
I've never played them.
4 is amazing on
What,
PS4.
Uncharted?
oh,
Yeah, the
Uncharted's
the fourth one.
I
Like
fantastic.
it still looks amazing to me. Every time I see footage of Uncharted 4, I'm like, "Oh my
I
God,
went
how
the
was
That,
that
route of
possible
Assassin's Creed.
15
I
years
like
ago?"
I like Uncharted 4 a lot, but my favorite is still the sidequel. I forget what
Oh,
it's
the
called.
side
Something.
story with
Yeah, with
Mhm.
come on.
Nadine and
Yes,
yeah.
Claudia.
Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah.
prefer that one to Uncharted 4. What the hell
Claudia's
was it
my
called?
favorite character. My favorite character. I mean, she's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
I
characters.
love
I
her.
love her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Darksiders. I played Darksiders on PlayStation 3 as War. That was great. And then I feel like we have the age of collector's editions with the PlayStation
yes.
3.
Oh yeah, that was where it
Hmm.
was like peak.
I mean, everything, like, collector's editions were phenomenal. I feel like in PlayStation 4, they kind of like just went, you know, they died, or it's
Yeah, it
not
was like
not the
nobody
same.
cared anymore. Like overnight,
Yeah.
it was so weird.
It
But
it depended
like
on if it was RPGs. I mean, you've got more. It really kind of depended, but a lot of times when you got collector's edition, it was like a statue, and then hey, it's a bunch of DLC stuff. You know,
Mm,
oh yeah,
that's
let me
when all
go
the
add these.
DLC started. Yeah.
I mean, the whole Atelier series is on, or Atelier, however you want to say it. It's on PlayStation 3. One, I think it was like
Yeah.
there's three of them. The collection. Siberia is a really good game. If you guys haven't played that, Siberia is a good one.
Mm,
Um,
I've seen
just
it.
there's so many, like, most people, like, I personally don't think PlayStation 3 had, besides, like, let's say Neptunian Saga, or I think it was like what, the Aegis War. I have it over there in the box set, but I mean, or Drakengard 3, like, other than that, I don't really remember there being a lot of hard hitting RPGs on PlayStation 3.
I beg to differ. There's all the
Yeah, there's
Tales
a lot.
games. There's a lot of Tales games on that system.
Yes, there are.
Uh,
That's true.
yeah, I mean
That's true.
the
There's Nino
Tales of
Cooney.
Xillia, yeah, Nino
Yeah.
Cooney. I mean, even Final Fantasy
Dragon's Dogma
13. Yeah,
was on
Dragon's Dog.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I
Yeah.
didn't play them.
And of
Uh,
course, Oblivion and
Eternal
Skyrim.
Sonata.
the White Knight Chronicles one and
Ah, yeah, White
two.
Knight. Yeah, yeah. I have
Dragon
Uh,
that.
Age 1 and 2.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I
There was
didn't
a
play
ton.
any of
I
these.
mean,
Mass Effect, the Mass Effect
Fallout
trilogy.
3,
Yeah,
New
Mass
Vegas.
Effect. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Mass
Yeah.
Mass
Effect,
Effect.
yeah.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
was
Yeah.
I didn't consider Mass Effect to be an RPG. I thought it was like an action adventure game.
Well, of course, it's an RPG. We talk about.
yeah, yeah. It's got tons of RPG mechanics in it. Um, yeah. No, Mass Effect, man. That's a game that just blew me away. Same thing
Mass
with
Effect was good.
BioShock. But see, those are games I got on 360, so it wasn't like I have the memories of
Um,
playing them on my PS3.
What
But
about the
still some.
Valkyria games? Were any of those on the PS3?
Valkyrie, yeah.
No, the
Valkyria.
Valkyria Chronicles games.
Oh, the one,
Yes.
yes.
There was a tactical one that was set in like World War II, like Valkyrie something. And then there
That was
was
probably Valkyria. I mean, they're all that setting, I
yeah.
think, but it's
Yeah.
Valkyria, probably Valkyria
Oh, there was another
Chronicles.
one too. It was like World War II with werewolves and vampires and other monsters.
Oh,
Huh?
wow.
Yeah, I'll have to get up the
I don't
name of
remember
it. It's
that.
like yeah, Valkyrie Chronicles or something. It was I had to look. That was a fun game. That was exclusive to the PS3. There was another one that was it was a Capcom and Atlas or
Worth a
Bandai
mention.
Thinking of
collaboration.
Dragon's Dogma, or I mean, Dragon Crown.
Oh yeah, Dragon. Well,
Green
there. Yeah,
Crown's good.
Dragon's Crown is great.
I think you're thinking of Lost Dimension.
Was it Lost Dimension?
I might be Lost Dimension's Atlas.
Well, because it had Morgan as one of the main characters in the game,
Um, Cross Edge.
Oh,
or Cross. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it was
Somebody
Cross Edge. Yeah.
I didn't
and
know
like
that was on PS3.
Hmm.
the
Wow.
reason I know the PS3 had a bunch of RPGs is because there was that sort of cross play situation with the PS Vita. And the PS
Yes.
Vita had a ton of RPGs,
Yes.
so you could, yeah.
Hmm.
I
didn't
never
think about
took
that.
advantage of that because I never got a PS Vita until like fairly recently. I finally got one, but I didn't have one back then. But yeah, I know there's a lot of cross-play stuff. You could get like you bought one version of the game, you got them for
The
both
other
the
one.
PS3 and the Vita.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, the one game I do like, Time and Eternity, that was from NIS America. That was a great game. Puppeteer was, I don't know if you guys played Puppeteer. Puppeteer was phenomenal. Wow.
I've seen reviews. It looks amazing.
That was that game, man, that was one hell of a game. Like the artwork, the story, the stages, like a pop-up book opera. I that is one hell of a game to play.
Yeah,
Puppeteer.
I really want to play that one. That's on my backlog for sure.
Because I
We at
got
least had four Final Fantasies on the system. You know, Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 14,
where was I
10,
when all this came
and
out?
14 was on it? I don't remember that.
mhm.
Wow.
I have it still over there on the shelf over there. Actually.
Wow. I had no
Wow.
idea
Yeah,
14
I never
was
played
on it.
those. I never played the MMOs.
Yeah,
They're
I
fun,
didn't
but they're
either.
time crunch.
Yeah. I just thought it was on PS4 and PC. I had no idea it was on
I recently
PS3.
picked up the 13 trilogy basically, right? Because it's a three.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah,
And so I will eventually get around to them. But
me
I still gotta
too.
finish 12 at some point. I haven't finished 12.
Hmm.
So
Stick of Truth. I
yeah,
played
Stick of
that.
Truth.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Yes.
played that. I
dude,
saw
that is
So
such a good RPG. If anyone listening is a
it
South Park
is.
fan and you like RPGs even a little, you gotta play the Stick of Truth. It is so good.
it's hilarious. What was it? 12. The best version to play that is still the original PS2 version because they didn't break it like they did with the PS4 release because they made it to where you can only because like for some reason they made it to where you can only pick two jobs in the newer remake of it versus the original where you can just pick all the jobs and completely break the game and everything.
Uh, I think I've
Um,
been
Mhm.
playing the PS4. I don't think I have it on PS2. So,
yeah.
but yeah. But it's been a while since I picked this. Like I started it like many years ago, and then
Hmm.
fell off for whatever reason, and I haven't been back. So by the time I get back to it, I have no idea what I'm doing. I
Totally
don't know.
get
I
it.
don't remember
Yeah.
where I am.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then that's one of the cool things about like 12 was that it it felt like you were playing a single player version of the multiplayer from 11 because it's very
Okay.
similar where
Mm.
your character because if you're
Because
playing,
it's
Vaughn
the
and Ever
same
just kind of just
setting,
standing.
right?
Well, that's
No,
interesting.
so 12 is actually set in Vanadil,
Yeah, it's
which
different.
is Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's technically not the Final
Yeah.
Oh,
Fantasy Tactics universe. It's the universe from the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. The game that the kids are
Mm.
playing
okay.
is Final Fantasy 12 technically. When they're sitting there
Oh,
in the
Wow.
okay, okay.
schoolyard and they're all talking about the game and all this other stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
That's
I
what they're talking about.
Yep.
And of
what?
course, if we count remasters, you got 10 and 10 2 on
Yeah.
the
Yes.
PS3 as
Yes, you
Hmm.
well.
do.
Excuse me.
And those are great remasters for what they are.
Hmm.
Um,
And, technically, we should mention this too. This was the first generation where you had the online store. So you could
yeah.
buy
Yep.
tons of games, because the PS3 was backwards compatible. You could get
Yes.
digital PS1 and PS2 games for it. So, I mean, it's still, I know we had the thing a long time ago, Vince, where we were talking about, if you could only have one console or whatever, and I cheated immediately and said, well, obviously it's the PS3,
For PS3.
right? Just
Yeah.
because of the backwards compatibility, it's three in
Yes.
one. And give me three other consoles that are going to even remotely touch that trilogy. You can't. Like,
I mean, there's
Well,
talk.
now the PS5 you can do that,
well,
right?
sure,
Because
yeah,
Yes.
right, right, yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And
Yeah, it would be competitive.
on top of that, because they're already talking about like what they're doing with the PS6, that it's going to be backwards compatible with at least 4, 5, and 6, because
Mm,
it's all using the same architecture. But it wouldn't
yeah,
be hard for them to do any kind of emulation through that system, considering we already have the online play stuff, the virtual play stuff,
right.
the cloud
Yeah,
gaming.
they've already
Yeah.
done
Yeah,
a
the
lot of
cloud stuff they
Well, and
emulation.
showed.
it's
Yeah,
hilarious to me because like
for that.
so the PS3 was so different from what they had done before and what they've done after that's the one system that it's very hard for them to like let's just
Yes.
natively put the PS3 games onto 4, 5, whatever, right? Because like so I know you guys in the US, you guys get like you if you want to play the PS3 sort of games on the PS5, it's only cloud. You can only do
Yes.
cloud plays.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
They
Cloud
really
did
gaming.
limited.
they don't let us do that over here, even though Singapore has amazing internet as well. We're not allowed to do cloud gaming because Sony, for whatever reason, is like, no, you're in the third world. You don't get to do any of this stuff. Like, no, I'm not in the third world. It's very much a first world country. But never mind.
Put a VPN on app on my
Yeah.
PS3, or my PS5,
So
right?
like yeah, so but yeah, so it's very interesting to me that like because the PS3 was so different, right? Like and
Hmm.
even like I said, like the only way to get the PS2 backwards compatibility was to actually stuff a PS2 inside the PS3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so like it's quite interesting, like from a technical standpoint, where they're like, and then the PS4 was so different than PS3 that you couldn't have backwards compatibility that way because like it's too different. Like it's a
Yeah.
completely
Different
different system,
architecture. Yeah.
architecture. And
And
so
that
that's
was
very amazing to me.
and that
But
was
the
one of the cool
slim
things.
model of the PS3 did use emulation for PS1, right? It didn't have hardware, I don't believe, for
No, but
the
For
even then,
PS
PS1.
For PS1, it's always been emulation.
Yeah,
It's
PS1 has always been
yeah.
available. Like,
Oh, even for
so
the initial
Yeah,
console?
yeah,
yeah.
because this
Oh,
one,
okay.
that
So,
one
so
and
like I
the
have a
original
Slim
fat one.
now. I have a Slim now, and this Slim will still play PS1 games. But unlike the PS3 where it's not region locked, PS1 games are still region locked. So I can only play.
Mm,
I think this PS3 that I have here is Japanese. So I can only play Japanese PS1 games
Yes,
on
but
this
like the
PS3.
American version, you can play extra Japanese and American on it.
Oh, can you? Oh,
Yes.
So
okay.
the Slim
mhm.
can play PS1 games,
Hmm.
but not
Yes,
Yep.
PS2.
No,
So
Right.
correct.
the Fat can play
both.
PS1 and PS2
Yeah, can
because
play
Yes,
it
both.
has the PS2 hardware in it.
Hmm.
correct.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Now here we can get even more technical though, because you can technically jailbreak any PS3 now,
Yes.
and once you
Yes.
do that, you can play PS2 as much as you want with it, of course. So,
Maybe you can expand the drive on it too.
yep,
Yeah.
you can put a new drive in it. I got an SSD drive in mine. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's still definitely the way. I mean, because you get faster load times for everything. If you like open world games, you got to get an SSD drive. It makes it
Can I ask
so
you
much
how?
better.
I know the drive is on the side, and I know it's a mechanical hard drive. How did you get the SSD in there? You just bought like a mechanical, was like a mechanical case that
No,
fits
you
like
just
the
buy
SSD.
No,
an
it's the same
adapter.
size.
It's the
It's
same
the same
size.
size. Yeah, it's just a 2.5 inch, laptop drive.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it
Yeah,
Because
plugs
it's
I
not
in.
the
It's just
it's not
SATA.
the new format for the SSD.
No,
It's the old style SSDs, the ones that were like $400 when they came out, and then you only
yeah,
could get like half a gig, or not half a gig, but it was like 500 gigs or
they were
whatever.
very small. Like the
Small, yeah,
initial ones
very
were
very
like
small.
16 gigs was
is
like
there
pretty
anything like
normal.
it like the
32.
drive size it could, support up to, or it could be
Yeah,
like
there are limits technically. When I looked last year for all this stuff, um, you can use a 2 terabyte drive, I think, but there's issues with some sectors. It may only be useful up to like 1.5, 1.7 terabytes.
okay.
But the thing is with that gen, like, unless you're, uh, here's the thing, like, you could have that drive full, like, you could even have like a 500 gig drive full. The system's gonna die before you can play all those games, because the game sizes are like 5-6 gigs on average,
Yeah.
probably for that gen. Like, you're gonna go through multiple systems
Yeah.
more than likely before you can play all those games.
Yeah, it overheats, the fans burn out, I've heard.
So, I mean, for
Yeah.
that's why, like, for mine, I just used I got like a 480 gig drive off eBay for like $15 or something, and threw it in there, and it's,
Did it come with the OS 2 on it?
no,
No,
you have
yeah,
to, like, I mean, it depends on what you're gonna do. If you're just gonna upgrade it regularly, it's pretty simple. I think you just install the firmware on it. But if you're
and
gonna
you can still get that
jailbreak,
from Sony's site or
Yeah.
other
yeah,
places.
yeah, you still, like, there's official places where you get the firmware update, you install it onto the drive, and then just pop it in. It's not hard to do that at all.
Hmm.
It's a little more involved if you have a system where you're gonna take your saves and your, installed games and stuff, and you're gonna try to move it over. Then, of course, you got to copy all that stuff over.
Transfer to
But
transfer.
yeah, you got to do the copying. But the thing is, if you're, setting up a new system and you're getting an SSD drive, it doesn't even really matter that much, like, copying all the game data over. You could just install the games as you're going to play them if you got a working Blu-ray drive in
Hmm.
your system. Now, the cool thing about this, though, is technically you don't have to have a working Blu-ray drive. If you get a new SSD, pop it in there, you could just play digital games on it. You wouldn't have to use the Blu-ray drive at all. Um, but that's, just whatever people want to do.
There's one of the I guess it must be the Blu-ray one that sometimes fails on you, right? In the PS3?
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
it
Yeah.
will
I've
fail.
heard of that.
Sometimes the big thing, of course, is kind of like the 360. It would have like the red, I
The
don't
red
know,
laser versus the blue
yeah,
The
yeah, the
laser.
red, yeah.
orange or red, whatever it was, like,
Hmm.
and
The light.
mine overheated for sure. Like, I took it all apart. I redid the thermal paste. tried to get it to work again. I got about 10 hours out of it, and then the same thing happened. And I tried it again, same thing. I got like 10 hours and it just failed.
Was it
So
just the
I
laser, or was it like, because I know the power supplies on them are they burn out because they get so hot, and the fans don't really support the internal mechanics because it gets really really hot, and they say like you have to open it up and fan it out and blow everything. So did yours blow because of that, or was it just because of the laser problems?
no, mine didn't have anything to do with the laser. It was all overheating.
Overheating. Okay, so it was the
Yeah,
same
Yeah.
yeah.
same thing. Yeah,
But
because I've
and the system itself, definitely those first ones were not designed well for
for
like
heat.
maximizing the airflow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually like Swiss cheesed my case when I put it back together. I blew a bunch of holes in it with a drill to try to get it, get more airflow for the fans, but it wasn't enough by then. Damage was already done. So that's the big risk you got if you're gonna try to get the fats now. I mean, it's basically guaranteed if someone hasn't been in there and done some,
Modifications. Yeah.
rehab work, it's gonna overheat. It's just a matter of time.
That's why the
Um,
slims are better because of the way the ventilation is on these
yeah,
versus the fats.
the slims are definitely better, and there's an easy mod you can do with the slim too, because it's just one panel over the top versus the original had like two or three panels you had to cut through.
Hmm.
You can just take that panel and make like a 3-inch circle diameter right over where the fan is, and it instantly gives you a lot more airflow, if you're going to run it a lot.
I haven't hooked up mine up in a while. I need to. I keep forgetting that like it's an extra Blu-ray player that I could be using.
You're right. Well, it's
I
such
have
a it's so convenient. Like you can do so much stuff with it that you just
Yeah.
sort of forget about like that.
I have mine hooked up. I don't play it as often as like the PS5 or the Switch, but it is there, and I do occasionally will stream a PS3 game
Yeah.
on it. But yeah, like it's that's why I can't like unlike Vince, I can't just bring mine over because it is like it's. But I don't turn it on as often. But it is I am on like my fifth or sixth PS3 because
Hmm.
yeah they
Hmm.
keep dying, and I
Right.
gotta get a new one or
Well,
a
and
new
for
one.
me, like it's not even that. Like I got the first one I had was the fat 60 gig, and then I got I think I didn't have one for a long time. I just had my games. But eventually I got a super slim from GameStop one Christmas. And no, no, that's not what happened. I bought a super slim. It was like right when the super slims came out. And I was finally like, yeah, I want to be able to play my games again. So I went out and got it. Weren't they like 300 bucks when
Oh,
they
they were
came out?
cheap. They were like,
Super
Yeah.
yeah.
slim.
Yeah, they were super cheap.
It was something like that.
Um,
And I think yeah, mine came with Assassin's Creed 3. I remember
because
that.
like so here's a story. Um, Back in 2009, we had a break-in during
Mm.
Thanksgiving. So I had the original 80 gig that came out around the same time. I didn't get the bundle.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted to get the bundle. It didn't really mean anything because like if you got the
The
one from
you talking about
Japan
the
for Metal
Metal Gear
Gear,
bundle? Yeah.
hmm I got
Yeah,
that,
that was a cool box.
but the system didn't have anything special unless you got the Japanese version. But I
Right.
had that 80 gig and we went to my dad's for Thanksgiving, and I remember getting a call from my mother-in-law that we had some guys kicking the back door of the house, and they came in. They held my wife's other cousin who was staying with us at the time at gunpoint, trying to get him to
Damn.
do stuff. But they took my TV, they took my PlayStation, they took a drawer that had all my memory cards and controllers in it. But luckily, I had taken my PC that time and my Xbox, so like I still had at least something. But and then they took my PSP. But they didn't take any of
Damn.
my games. They didn't take our Wii, my PS2. They just got the stuff that was in the living room. And so I was without a PS3 for a while until my wife's other cousin, she has like 13 or 12 cousins.
Jeez.
So, um, and he let me borrow his for like, I think maybe like 2 years because he wasn't doing anything. He's working, just didn't need it. And I was like, I played that and then I had to give it back to him. And then one of my, we went to Galveston and usually that's what they used to do. Her family would go and rent a beach house. We'd all hang out there for a weekend. And my wife had just got her um what was it? Because it was right before fall semester of college. And she got her financial aid. She was able to pay for her books and everything. So we had a little bit extra. She goes, "All right, we'll go get you a PS3." I was like, "Hell yeah, babe, let's go." And I got that, and I got Tales of Zillia, but I got this white one
Ooh.
here. But that
Oh yeah.
same weekend, my one of my best friends passed away. So it was like
Oh wow.
I have sentimental memories because of this. It's sad, but it's like that weekend I played Bastion with him, and then like that Saturday
Mm.
he had passed.
Hmm.
So, even though Bastion
Wow.
isn't multiplayer, we were just hanging on Xbox Live, chatting while we were both playing the game, and then like later that day he passed away. So it's one of those.
Wow.
It's still in my head. Sucks, but that's how I got that one, and that's the one I've had forever until my one of my friends, Richard, his brother gave me his fat one, which is a 60 gig. So I'm eventually gonna upgrade that one. So at least has all the backwards compatibility in it. So I can use it for whatever. But sorry for the downer.
No, no.
We all have gaming memories around the
Yeah.
PlayStation 3. I think all of us do, really.
Mhm.
I mean, going to Blockbuster, renting PlayStation 3 games, going home, playing them and stuff, and just it was crazy. Like I was curious, and because I'm gonna move, I looked at a kiosk. It was a Blockbuster PlayStation 3 kiosk. It's huge. It's huge. The guy wants like 12,000. Think the guy's out of his mind. I would never pay that. But I mean, like it's crazy to think that when you look at PlayStation 3, those games were in bargain bins with Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis and GameCube, and just, I mean, wild, wild like times when it came to it. I mean, when Blockbuster was going out of business and stuff, I
Mhm.
bought a good amount of PlayStation 3 games. And that's it's nuts too, because I laugh about the story. Um when I bought that's where I got the two Gundam games, and I got Wet along with that. And
Oh
then there
yeah.
was oh geez, I'm
That's a
trying
fun
to
game.
think. Wet's awesome. I love
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wet is a solid game. Solid game. There's a Jet Li game that's out for PlayStation 3. Big Jet Li fan, and Donnie Yen, and I think
Hmm.
Fist of Legends or some weird name like that. But I tell people, I'm like, it's funny because I have these games. I pay like $1, maybe $5 for them at the most. Blockbuster's going out of business, and then you know people really didn't give a damn, and I was going to like 10 or 15 different Blockbusters out here on the island or whatever, and here I am buying these PlayStation 3 games, and then lo and behold, in a bargain bin I find Hagane for Super Nintendo, and I picked that up
Oh
from
wow.
Blockbuster. And I'm like, buying like just all like these PlayStation 3 games, and this shows up. But it's like, if I didn't have a PlayStation 3, I wouldn't have found that. And it was credit to me having a PlayStation 3 and my Xbox blowing up for me getting that
Yeah.
game. So it's crazy. Like, it's just, I have stupid luck when it comes to video games. But I mean, I had Orphan in my, I love the anime Orphan, and I had Orphan for PS2.
PS2, yeah.
And
Mm. Mhm.
I mean, PlayStation 3 it was such a great system. And I'll truly say this, like, I really feel like those were the good days of pre-orders. I really looked forward to a game coming out on PlayStation 3. And I walked out of
Yep.
GameStop, and I had a choice. I don't know if it was one game or Destiny. And I forgot what it was, but I remember saying, I'm going to take Destiny, not
Yep.
knowing anything about it, or just knowing, hey, Bungie equals Halo, and playing Destiny. And from there on out, like, I made these friends for years. I mean, just years and years. And like I said, just really happy memories of, Christmas Eve sitting on the floor with the PlayStation 3 with the headsets, and, you know, eating cheesecake and being like, "Yeah, we're gonna do the raid boss. Finally, we're gonna go into the Vault of Glass and beat Atheon, and let's do this." And we're up to the Templar, and we couldn't get we couldn't get like the noises that were down to kill those guys. But man, it was just such a great, like a great time gaming. I really feel like that was when we really hit like our peak gaming. And I know this is like our peak gaming for me and for him was like his was Xbox 360 and mine was like PlayStation 3. And I feel like we've all fallen off with that when it comes to PS4 and then, PS5. And I would have kept playing my PS3 a lot if Dying Light didn't come out for PS4, and that was the only reason why I went to a PS4 was for Dying Light. But other than that, PS3 was excellent.
I got my Xbox One for Arkham Knight. Honestly, like that was that's why I got that, and I got it on eBay for like $130. It was like a crazy good deal.
That is a really good deal
because it was like 2015. But yeah, I still had I had one of my PS3. I don't even remember which one I had, but I had one of the Super Slims. And yeah, that was the only reason I went to the next gen was for Batman. And let me just say, the only reason that was the case is because Arkham Asylum and Arkham City and Origins had been on the PS3.
PS3. Yep.
And are they good games?
They're fantastic.
They're excellent. They're fantastic.
Excellent. I played the first two on my 360, and then whenever Arkham Knight came out, I played it on my PS4. And
I don't have Asylum for some reason. I got to pick up Asylum.
Oh, I played it. You've never played it?
No, I have. I must have borrowed it from a friend. Because I definitely played through Asylum, and then I picked up the City GOTY version. And
that's the one to get.
And Origins as well.
Yeah.
I remember spending hours to trying to 100% that game for the first one to get all the Riddler challenges.
And those Riddler trophies are insane. Like you'd be doing that for like 10 years.
The Riddler trophies I didn't have a problem with. It's the goddamn AR challenges. Those things I could never finish those.
Those are tough.
I felt the second one was much harder with the Riddler stuff. I think there's still
I'm thinking about Arkham Knight. The Arkham Knight Riddler stuff, like I was going after it for a while, and eventually it just burned me out. I couldn't do it, but it was fun.
I did the Riddler stuff for every single game. Like I didn't have too much problems with the Riddler stuff. It's just it's always been the AR challenges where like I can't move the way Batman is supposed to move.
They're very cheap too. They're like $8.
Yeah. They're really cheap.
Wow.
And they're cheap on every platform, by the way.
Yeah. You can get them on modern platforms as well. And they're like I have the Return to Arkham collection on PS4, I think, and that's quite good as well. Yeah.
So I mean, you can get them on PC for like a few dollars.
Yeah.
On Steam, like but yeah, no, the Arkham games on there, and I thought Origins was really underrated. Like it got
I love Origins.
It got
Origins
thrown under the bus, but I thought it was great.
I really love Origins.
With Troy Baker and doing the voice of the Joker.
Right, and I thought he did good. Like I thought it was fine. I mean, it's not Mark Hamill, but it was still really good.
These are really cheap, these games.
Oh yeah,
you should.
I mean, that trilogy, honestly, that trilogy and the BioShock trilogy, I think are like essential third party. Like you need to have those games, whether you're playing them on 360 or PS3. Like you need those two trilogies.
Well, Mass Effect, I'd add in that because like
Mass Effect.
Oh yeah,
that generation, like those are the three. Batman.
But the Mass Effect, right? Like people are only some people are going to enjoy them, right? Because you got to be into RPGs to like get through Mass Effect.
I mean,
anybody can play BioShock. Anybody can play Batman if you're just a gamer.
I don't know. I think because like BioShock has like if you're not a horror guy, BioShock you might bounce off BioShock because it can be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely got
Batman.
Jump scare
the Arkham
moments.
trilogy is also quite action based. So if you're not an action guy, you might bounce off that.
Well, and even
but yeah.
because even Mass Effect is that. I mean, it is an action RPG.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have RPG elements, but it doesn't affect the combat. You're
No,
going to
that's
level
true.
up as you progress.
Yeah.
It's not like, but it's definitely
And it's not
a
turn-based, which I think
BioWare.
is what a lot of
Yes.
folks bounce off of. Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
definitely a BioWare game for like
Yeah.
KOTOR and Jade Empire. It has that feel where it's like it's still somewhat kind of action, even though it's because it's real time versus it turn based.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you can pause the combat to do abilities and things.
I don't know if you guys ever played Time and Eternity. I bought that 3 years ago when I watched John Hancock's RPG review video for PlayStation 3,
Hmm.
and I thought Time and Eternity was great. I bought it the collector's edition with the soundtrack and everything, and
I
they're
thought
talking
that was
about
on
like
PS4.
I
It's
they might have re-released it on 4, but the one I have for 3, I got the what was it? The body pillow thingy, something with it, and then I got the CD and stuff. But it really is. It's an interesting game. Like I really really did like that game a lot. I played the hell out of it. In fact, I think I played more times like playing PS3 games than anything. Like uh the first Assassin's Creed game I played was on PS3, which was Black Flag, and I dumped stupid amount of time into that game. I mean, just dumb amount of time. Like I have my whole part of my right arm is dedicated to Black Flag for the tattoo. But I mean, I loved Black Flag, and that's how I started my Assassin's Creed. Um,
it's probably the
that
favorite, right? Of
Black
that
Flag
series.
was mine was Black Flag, and then it went from Black Flag to Odyssey. Odyssey was
Mhm.
just
I loved Odyssey. That
I
was
Yeah, Odyssey is
amazing.
great.
I Odyssey
Brotherhood
was
for oh good.
Go ahead. I was gonna say Odyssey was what finally got me in Assassin's Creed because I had tried the original Assassin's Creed like 3 times and I bounced
Uh,
off of it every single time.
The
And then I
same
got to
thing happened
Odyssey.
to me. The
Yeah, right?
exact same thing
same,
happened to me because one of
same.
my buddies loaned me Assassin's Creed, and I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like back in the day, and so yeah, but then I had Odyssey on PS4, and I never beat it, but I really
Oh,
was
I was
impressed by it, and it was so beautiful. It's like such a beautiful game.
I had a long-term illness when Odyssey came out, so I had a lot of time where I wasn't doing much of anything except
Hmm.
Yeah,
like,
Play
to kill
games.
time. I was playing video games because I couldn't leave the house even.
yeah.
So I platinumed that thing. I did everything in that game there was to do for
Odyssey's
Odyssey,
great.
and then and
Wow.
because I loved Odyssey so much, I started like, all right, well, let me look at other Assassin's Creed games. I went back and I did the Ezio trilogy. I ended up buying. I think at this point I own all of them, but I've not like I haven't played one in a bit. Like I have to go back and like I played a little bit of Black Flag, but I didn't get too far into it. I played a little bit of oh shoot, Syndicate, the one that takes place in London. That was pretty good,
Okay.
but I didn't
It's
get too far into
great.
it. Like I just got to go back and like kind of and just really kind of stick into these because these are long games, and I have
Yeah.
the completionist tendency where I want to do everything and get really get
Mm.
everything out of this game, right? By the way, guys, something we haven't talked about yet is the absolute amazing run that Rockstar had on the
Oh,
PS3 and
Oh
the PS4,
yeah,
Oh my
right?
gosh,
They had
yeah.
yes.
GTA 4, GTA 5, the Liberty City Stories as well was on PS3.
yeah.
They had LA Noire and they had Red Dead and Red Dead Undead Nightmare. And like that's an amazing run for
Yes.
one company
Yeah,
on a system on a in a not just a system but like
I'm gonna say
the
right now, like Red Dead Undead Nightmare was the best Halloween ever for
Yes.
it's really
gaming,
good. It's so
in
good.
my
Yes.
Yeah.
opinion. Like it's not even close. Like that was just so much fun. I was playing with my coworkers at the time. We had already done all the stuff you could do online with Red Dead, and then
Mhm.
that DLC pack came out, and we all got it, of course, at the same time, and destroyed that thing over Halloween.
Man, I thought that DLC was better than Yakuza Dead Souls. And I thought,
Yes. And I had
Mhm.
that
yes,
and it was fun, but
I
yes.
have Dead
Yakuza
Souls
Dead
as well. I haven't
Souls,
played it yet, but yeah.
it's great, don't get me wrong. It's interesting. But man, when that Red Dead DLC came out, I was like, okay, this is damn good. This is good. And they had Saints. I think Saints Row also came out too on PlayStation 3 as well. I don't know if Saints Row was a Rockstar game or not. It has that Rockstar feel to it though.
Yeah,
But
Saints
that
Row
was
3 is on PS3. I'm
oh, it
pretty sure.
is.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
that was
Is
a
that right,
great game.
Vince?
Is that
Which
Rockstar?
one? Which one?
Saints Row 3, isn't it on PS3?
It is on PS3, but it's not Rockstar.
It's not Rockstar, right? Yeah, I didn't think it was
No, it's
It's
not
Rockstar.
not.
Rockstar.
But it is, yeah, it is on PS3.
But I have to say though, look
Volition.
at Red Dead Redemption, just the first one, before beyond what the the Undead Nightmare and Grand Theft Auto 5. Those games were they really pushed the technology that they did. I remember
Yes.
playing Red Dead Redemption and you're going through riding your horse from I think Blackwater to one other town, and like it just looked photorealistic. It was just so gorgeous. And this was like it blew my mind. I remember just
That
going to
was
my
that was the whole
buddy's house.
game though. Constantly for me.
Oh,
I
it
was just like
was.
in constant
It
like, oh my
was.
God, this is so beautiful. Like I don't think I've played another game where I had so many moments like that where it's just like I just couldn't get over it. Like it was just
Hmm.
I kept thinking like, okay, I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. I don't think I ever got used to it playing the whole
Oh,
game. Like
that
I would just
beautiful
be
ride
amazed.
into Mexico was amazing.
Oh
Oh
yes,
yeah,
Oh, so
yes.
good. It's so good.
right.
Such a total different change in environment too, the
Yeah.
scenery. And
The
then like when
music
you
is so good in that game.
Yeah. That was Jose Gonzalez doing the song for it. I don't know, like I'm not Facebook friends with most of you, but like I've been doing like since September last year I've been doing like daily like songs on my Facebook, and every month there's a theme. Last month the theme was video game music, and I picked that
I didn't
Jose
even pay attention.
Gonzalez song for one of them for
Wow.
one of the days, because like it's
That's
really, yeah,
cool.
it's fantastic. It's such an amazing song, and it plays at such a beautiful moment in the game where all you're doing is
Hmm.
just riding your horse. It's such a cinematic moment where you're just riding your
Yeah.
horse into. You still got control of your character, but
Hmm.
it's just the way that the camera moves and the way that the camera sort of
It's
pans over
cinematic,
you. Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
really it's
you're just
fantastic.
pressing like the gallop button or whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just there's no HUD, right?
yeah,
And it just becomes like a wide shot in a Western film.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
like a
it's so
spaghetti
good.
western. It was so good.
Yeah,
And then
it's so good.
go ahead, David.
I looked up play because I was curious, and that is one of the longest running games between systems. GTA 5.
Yeah,
Because
Yep.
GTA 5 was
Yep.
I didn't realize it until you guys said it, because it rung in my head, wait a minute, no, GTA was on 4, and then I was like, oh no, it wasn't, it was on 3.
yeah,
And it went from
Yep.
3, it went 4, and it went
5.
5.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That's impressive.
And
Wow.
don't forget,
GTA
you can
5.
play the others, on either
The
the digital
trilogy.
store or emulating them. Yeah.
Yeah.
GTA 5 for the PS3 was the very first game I ever pre-ordered, and that was I was already here in Singapore
Oh
when it
wow,
came out, but that
Wow.
was the very first game I ever pre-ordered, and I stood in line
dude, that's
at the video game
crazy.
shop waiting for them to open and it wasn't just me, like there was like tons of us waiting at
Oh
the video game
yeah,
shop for them to open for us to go in and grab our GTA 5. Yeah, yeah, that was the
that
very
is
first game I ever pre-ordered.
that's incredible because like I always thought I'm like the odd man out. Like I always figured like I didn't do a lot of pre-orders or whatever, but I pre-ordered Ocarina of Time.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
that was before Final Fantasy 8 because Final
Damn,
Fantasy
yeah.
8 was the next year. But
Did you get the
those are the two
gold
I
cart?
remember
Oh,
pre-ordering. What's that, Anthony?
Did you get the gold cart
Oh, of
for
We
course.
did.
I
Yeah,
got
we did.
oh yeah.
Oh
had to,
yeah. Oh yeah.
and this is like what tells you it's the 90s, right? I had to wait an extra 2 days to get the gold cart from when the game released.
Yeah.
Like that's, but I waited those days because I had to have you had if you're a Zelda fan as a kid, right? It's like you got to have the gold one,
Gotta have the gold
right?
cart, right?
So yeah,
Yep.
I did that.
So
I got one of the gold Nintendo 64 controllers.
Yep.
I
Oh,
had one of
nice.
those, with it. So man,
where'd you
that
pre-order
was
it at?
good.
Do you
Oh,
remember?
it was just the only place we had here was Walmart.
Okay.
So I had to do it at
Toys R
Walmart.
Us.
And so they got all the gray carts the day that it came out, but the pre-ordered golds didn't arrive for another 2 days
Oh wow, that's
for
crazy.
whatever reason. I don't know if that was common or if it was just in like sort of nowhere USA places like where I grew up. But that's that was a tough 48 hours, let me tell you, because I knew everybody else in the world was playing that game.
I remember
and I had to wait.
I remember we pre-ordered it at Target, and Target had a pre-order bonus where you got the Link.
You got the action figures,
Yes,
right?
I got the
'Cause
action
you,
figures.
yeah, you
My
told
dad
me
had.
about that in
Yep.
our game
No
interview when we were
way.
talking
Do you
about
still have
favorites.
them?
I remember
My
that.
dad has them. I have to go
Yeah,
and look and see, but it's like Link, Epona,
Ganon, right?
Ganon, yeah.
Nice.
Really cool.
Or no,
That
not
is
Epona. I think it
cool.
was Zelda actually. I think it was either Epona or Zelda, one of the two.
Yeah.
And but I remember we pre-ordered it. We knew it was going to be the
Those are
gold
very different
card.
characters, Vince.
Well, I no, because there was a horse. I thought because it was either a 4-pack or it was a 3-pack. I just can't remember
Oh,
which.
okay.
It's a memory thing. It's not a
Sure.
not Link calling the horse Zelda.
Oh my, those
uh,
are
but
expensive.
but I remember us getting the game, and here's the thing, and I was going to save this for because I don't think we done the 64 episode. I don't think we've done the 64 episode,
No, but
but
I'd love to do that one too.
I got grounded because I wasn't doing good in school, so I
Oh
couldn't
wow.
play Zelda. I
Oh,
had to
oh my
wait.
God.
I
Oh
had to
no.
Horrible.
Right.
What horrible timing.
because well, remember, like my dad and me were fans of the game because we played the
Yep.
first three, and then so when this came out, we were like, okay, we're waiting for this, and then I got a bad report card, and my dad's like, all right, you're grounded till summer
Oh.
because it was a way to
Oh.
punish me to do stuff. So, but my only break was spring break. So that
Yep,
spring
yep.
break, my dad had picked up the strategy guide and everything. I just sat down and I played it and beat it in 4 days. By that time, I
Wow.
did
Wow.
everything. And I
Man,
was
that's
because I was
amazing.
like, I need to get it done because it's like I won't have to be able to I won't be able to play this until
Right.
like summer.
Summer. Yeah.
Like um
Boy. Yeah,
but
I had that Nintendo Power because I had a subscription to Nintendo Power by then, and I had the Zelda issue that came out, and it was, the first three temples or whatever I think it covered. And I remember, you know, I think I got the player's guide too. I'm pretty sure I got the player's guide for that one, but yeah, I was definitely using the Nintendo Power for going through the first few. Actually, no, I wasn't because I'd probably already read it like 5 times by the time I got the games. Like I knew exactly what to do.
what to do. Yeah.
That game, man.
I still
That
have
game.
two of the strategy guides for it. I think the Prima and then like either I don't think it was
Mhm.
Brady's Games because they did I think it was the Nintendo version
Was
that they
Yeah.
Prima, I
released.
think
Brady
Nintendo,
was
yeah.
doing
Yeah.
the Final Fantasy games
It's
by
Uh,
then.
I never bought a strategy guide, but like my local library had them in the library, so I would
Oh,
sometimes
neat.
check them out if they had the one that I was whatever game I happened to be playing at the time. And I know like the when I moved to New York, the New York Public Libraries had a few for a little while. They didn't like
Yes, they
not
did.
all of them,
Mm,
but they had a few. And so yeah, I never bought a strategy guide because I was always able to find one at the library.
that's cool.
well,
Yeah.
usually
Um,
most stores and even GameStop or EB at the time they would do like 20% off the strategy guide if you bought both the game and the strategy guide
Yeah,
at the
both
same
the game
yeah,
time.
and the strategy
yeah.
guide.
So
Yep.
I did that with Final Fantasy VIII when I picked up my pre-order. I got the strategy guide. I remember that because I took out the poster of Squall with the gun blade, put it on my wall like that night. I remember that very clearly.
That's cool. Well,
yeah,
no, I didn't. I looked it up now. Those figures are like 300. That's crazy.
Oh my,
I
really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I got when I remember I love Zelda. I opened up the box very carefully. I took it out. I put it in the N64 and I played it. I asked for um I asked for OOT for Christmas and I was told, "Well, you have Ocarina of Time. What do you want? Another one?" And I have it sealed. I never opened it.
Mm,
I love the game
hmm.
so much. I kept it
Nice.
sealed. I didn't want to touch it. My aunt had enough brains where when I pre-ordered it at Toys R Us for the gold one, she pre-ordered again, and it was like, okay, fine, like, here's like the pre-order for the gold one as well. So I got it for Christmas sealed. I was really happy with that. I put it on my shelf. That game was phenomenal. God, that was
Wait,
one of
so
the
you still have a gold sealed copy of Ocarina?
and
No, look
I
at.
I it's boxed up in my Zelda box over there. I have a lot of interesting stuff that I could go on about,
Yes.
but um like, because being an only child and having a mother and an aunt that would go at it with each other of like what Anthony wants,
Uh,
I still have my shirt from Illusions of Gaia that I
Oh
never got rid of. I
wow.
told my mother I'll strangle you if you like even like I wore it for a day, folded it, put it in the drawer. Told my mother if you wash this and it fades, I'm gonna strangle you. I don't, because those were like awesome
That's
things
funny.
out back in the day. But oh my back. But yeah, I I have a lot of interesting stuff, Wubs. But I mean, yeah, I just like I play that game was so good. Because like in high school, freshman and sophomore year, I was a really big shut in, and I loved that game. It was a great escape. It
Hmm.
was excellent. The music, I went to a Hollywood Video and bought like the soundtrack for it. World
Oh
and
yeah.
Nintendo, the big Zelda figure, the Princess Zelda with the ocarina,
Mhm.
Ganiford,
Hmm.
Link. I love that is like one of my favorite games of all time. Was I
You
didn't
you
un,
you
hmm?
picking up the Lego when it comes out? Because I definitely am.
I
I
do.
want it.
I
Yeah,
really looked at it
Yeah.
like I thought it looked great.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it looked great.
I
It's an excellent game.
I had the soundtrack to I want to say I'm certain I must have had it because I just remember listening to that music a lot.
Yeah.
The one I remember the most is Star Fox though, because I definitely had that CD for the Star Fox music, and that was so good as well. For Star
I
Fox 64.
Yeah, I wish I had more experience. I remember working, and my father had a garbage business, and I used to work with him like on when I had like, holidays and such from high school, and I picked up the Pokemon game, Pokemon Stadium for
Hmm.
N64, and I remember playing that, and I had the cards, the original cards, and I would put them in like yellow and red and blue, and just playing them like, oh man, that was like these are like, to me, these are the times like my kid won't really know. I mean, because these are like the greatest times in gaming that we've had growing up with like such memories, and the innovation of like Nintendo with the Virtual Boy. Like I
Yeah.
thought I was a submarine captain with Virtual Boy like this,
Dude,
laying
I
laying in
had
my
it. I had one too. They got the local Roses or Walmart. I think it was Roses, which is just another department store in the South. Um, it they had a Virtual Boy there, which I had never heard of it before. I had never read anything about it. I never knew anything about it, but I saw that thing on I guess in the electronics section. It was $30 for a Virtual Boy. Literally 30. They couldn't get rid of them. Nobody
blows my
wanted them.
mind.
They were
Yeah.
like this was like 95, I want to say. Like I forget exactly when it was, but it was like I, I mean, I remember paying $30 for that thing. The games were probably like 5 or 10. I got like Mario Tennis and Wario
You
World.
still
What
have
was it?
it?
Wario Land, was it 2 or something? I forget. There was a Wario game on there and a
Yeah, I
Yeah,
Mario
believe
yeah,
so. I
Tennis
Mario
remember which
Land.
one
game.
it is.
Anyway, I got those games, and I don't remember if I ever got anything else for it. And I played it a handful of times. I don't remember playing it a lot, but it was, boy, wish I had it now. Put that thing on eBay.
Uh,
Right.
the boxing. Oh my god, the boxing game was just. I love that. I
Oh,
just
Telebox or something. Yeah,
Teleboxer, yeah, and Red
yeah.
Alert or Red Alarm or something. Oh my god, that was like my first real like, hey, introduction to shmups besides Philosoma, and just Well, I can't say that because I also played other ones on Super Nintendo, but that was like wow, like okay, so this is a little shooter ship game, and just went
Yep.
crazy.
Come
Yeah,
on, man. Aero Fighters. Come on, everybody loved that game. That
Aero
was
Fighters is good. Aero
the
Fighters is
best.
really good.
Uh
What was the one with the guy with the banjo? You remember that he would play the
oh
banjo
oh
outside? They
come
would
on, I know
Oh
Red
yeah,
act
Shape.
Oh, I
yeah,
axe
just saw
away,
this.
axe,
yeah.
I just
axe
saw
away.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like
Where like
it
And
one of the boxes has the guy with the banjo.
I remember
The
seeing that box in like an
yeah.
EB Games at one point and thinking like, what the hell is
I've
this? Like,
Hollywood video. I'd see it all the time. I'm like, I'm not
Yep.
playing this.
yeah. Um, but
All right,
that
but
brings
let's
up
let's get
another.
back on track,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah, yeah.
because like
Yeah,
this
no,
is supposed
no.
to be a
I was.
PS3 episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I can
We're
bring it
way
Yeah.
back
off.
from that because I was gonna say when we were talking about renting earlier, Blockbuster and stuff. I never did that with the PS3, but what I did do was I got a subscription to that mail order service.
Gamefly.
Uh, yeah,
Gamefly. Yeah.
GameFly.
You
I
can
got
fly.
the
Yep.
GameFly subscription, and I got the one where you could order the Blu-rays or the PS3 games. Like you could
Oh,
order
okay.
whatever you wanted. And I'd either get a movie or I'd get a PS3 game, depending on what was going on. And I remember getting oh, I think the game that I got that I really remember was the GoldenEye 007 remake.
Oh,
Is
was
why I
that good?
ordered it
Oh
through
yeah.
GameFly.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it was really fun at the time. I didn't like that they swapped Brosnan with Daniel Craig for
Okay.
the remake. It was a little weird, but other than that, I mean the gameplay was really fun. Um, yeah, that's the one game that sticks out that I remember
I think
uh,
that's how I
ordering.
played Mass Effect for the first time was through GameFly.
GameFly, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, just through our conversation, the more I've been thinking about it, I've been asking myself, like, why is this system so special beyond sort of the obvious things of all of it was that it was capable of
Hmm.
technically and the library that it had? Why was it so special beyond that? And I think through our conversation, I've come to realize like because it was the perfect moment in time between developing technologies and the cultural effect that those technologies would ultimately
Yeah.
have. It was the intersection of physically going to a Blockbuster to get a game and being able to just put your credit card in and instantly download a game from Sony's servers. It was the merging of those two worlds, and the PS3 was right in the middle of it, and it could do all of it, and it could do all of it well. So it's like you have it's the connection between the old world and the new world, essentially. You know,
I totally to springboard on what you said. Like I looked it up too. Um, that was the last time, and when I say it was the greatest, like gaming will ever have, like that greatest moment of gaming we'll ever have is there are no like Blockbuster we could have walked into and taken games off the shelf and played them,
yep,
and the mom and pop stores were still there with the VHS tapes and stuff, and you could walk in and take the games and bring them home, and it was a PS3. You could rent the PS3 system. There were commercials on TV for PlayStation 3 and for the games and everything. And it was kind of like I feel the last real thing we had to grab onto of our childhood, because when PS4 came out, there were no real commercials. I mean,
yep,
okay, yeah, maybe there was some when TV was relevant and you had cable or you would, but they don't show anything anymore. And
hmm,
Sony, I remember, I'll never forget, like E3 would come out and E3 was like, wow, like, oh, we need to find out all the games and stuff, and we need to read the
yep,
magazines, and it really died when I feel like it really died when the PlayStation 3 came out. Blockbuster went out of the way. The mom and pop video rental stores went out of the way. And I feel like our whole childhood clung on. We were hanging on by like our fingertips at the PlayStation 3. And then yes, but we did have other people. We had other people now connect to video games and talk to them. Yes, there was an online thing for PS2, but it wasn't very good.
No, it
I
wasn't.
mean, no. And
No.
then I
Yeah.
mean,
Nope.
listen, I will be the first in this group to say it. I nerded out when PSO was on for the Dreamcast, and I tried to figure out every way for Fantasy Star Online to the Dreamcast and to get the keyboard. Try to find the damn keyboard, to like I love Fantasy Star Online for Dreamcast, but in the same sense, I personally feel it was the last greatest gaming experiences we would have because I see it with my kid now. It's everything is like digital and buying. Oh, look, a game came out because PlayStation pushed it on their UI on the PlayStation 5.
Right.
And
Yep.
it's like, yes, you have YouTube, but there's no fun commercials anymore. Or, what happened to like Power to the Players?
Hmm.
What yeah, it's right here, a long live play, and Kratos is in the background, and God of War trilogies, and I
Well,
just
think
feel
about what's happened to all the magazines like in that time
so
period, right?
gone
All the
Yes.
gaming magazines got
now.
consolidated during that
Yes,
time,
So,
they
and
and
a
did.
lot of
that's
them just straight up stopped, right? And then
and
by the time PS4 rolled around, it's like there's like hardly any left, you
we
know.
went from the end of physical to digital age. This was the transition to console. But
Yes.
same thing with the Xbox. So this was the birth of I mean, really the birth of DLC. It was really the birth of voice communities and being able to do certain things with your friends on a gaming console. It brought people together that had never been done before. Like I had made friends across the US playing Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Rainbow Six, and all that stuff.
Yep.
But it was the console, both Xbox and this, both of them have a hand in this whole process. We saw the death of rental stores. We saw the death of physical media and the birth of the digital age, and where you couldn't just buy a game and just pop it in. You started having to download it before you played it. Final Fantasy had that problem. Grand Theft Auto 5 had that problem. There's quite a few of them that where you
Yep.
had to download the game, and this was on the 360 and the PS3.
Hmm.
Um, we've
Remind me,
lost.
was it also the 360 that had the where you couldn't like borrow your friends' games? Was that the 360 or was that the one after the one?
The one was supposed to where you were going to start being able to do that, then they took it away.
Yep.
It was one of the
Okay.
Because
things
there
that
was
they
a
were
lot
going
of
to.
What?
backlash over it. Like people were really angry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
So that was the
what?
one, was it? Okay.
Yeah, that was the one.
So
Okay, got it.
the Xbox One was originally going to have the ability to be able to, you could loan your games out. Basically, what Nintendo's doing right now with their Switch 2, their virtual thing where you can virtually hand out a thing that's in your friend group or whatever, or your
Hmm.
family group. You could do that with any of your friends on your Xbox Live account if they were friends with them. You could share it
No,
out.
no, no. Sorry, that's not what I meant. I meant like there was a bit where like the I think it was a 360 where like you could not if you bought a physical game, it was tied to your 360 and you couldn't lend that game to a friend who also had a 360. And
No,
then
that
there
was
was that
Xbox. That was Xbox One.
that was Xbox One.
That was
Oh, okay,
Xbox
okay.
One.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because then
because
like
originally they were
Sony
gonna.
did the
So that was the
Sony did
thing.
the thing where you're like if you want to lend your friend your game, you literally just hand it to him, right? Like they had that whole
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
Yep.
okay.
and that was in response to everybody complaining because they were having this weird DRM with that feature, and
Yes. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
so they were like, okay, fine, we'll take away the whole thing where you can let your friends and family use your games, and then we'll make it to where that like you can't even use your games, or let your friends borrow your games and stuff, and that only
Hmm.
lasted about a year.
Yeah. No, that was like
Oh, I
gonna
don't
be
remember that.
Yeah.
suicidal for Microsoft. That was a big part of probably why the one didn't do as well.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
You
they
know.
lost that
Yeah.
generation handily. So sorry,
Yeah, it was
that was my
horrible.
mistake.
Yeah.
I thought that was the 360 era slash the PS3
Wow.
era. So my
Um,
mistake.
no, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
okay. But we lost rental stores. We started having the mail-in subscription service. Like, okay, it took a
Yeah.
little bit, but Netflix came on both systems. You could rent movies and you could rent games from GameFly or from Netflix.
Remember the old discs? You had to get the
Yeah.
disc
Did
of
this
Netflix
for your
It's get
Wii
the
and all that
discs.
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the Wii. Yep.
And it was the last like console, both of those consoles, the last two consoles that you could have for disc wise that the game was fully on it. Like most
Yeah.
of the time, it's like even if it was one of the things, it came with an install disc and a play disc, everything was in the package.
Yep.
There may be an update later on, but
Mm.
from the gate, you could literally get the
Mhm.
game from your GameStop, Best Buy, or whatever, put it in your system,
Mm.
and just play it after it was installed.
And that was
Now,
just
with the
peak, man.
Xbox and the PS4, it's like everything has to be installed. There's always a day one update. And
Well, we were talking earlier today, right, about just in our own thread about the new Bond game, First Light. It's
mhm,
not on any of the media, right? You have to get a download to make it work.
yeah,
So, we
every
were
every
talking about how it's just kind of pointless when why do that? Just buy the digital game.
Yeah, it really
well,
makes no sense.
buy the digital game, or it's like get it on PC, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, for
Um,
me, that's what I'll do, but I could see it though for maybe Switch 2 if you can share it with your friends digitally. That's kind of cool.
well,
Mm.
that's the good thing about a game key card, right? Like there is some pluses to it. One, you could trade it in, and
Yep.
two, it's like it is a always forever. As long as you have that card, and as long as the servers are up, you can download that game without a code.
Yeah, I mean that's
You,
pretty cool.
you
I
like
mean
you
it's,
could
it's
lose your
certainly better than just like I'm gonna buy First Light and it's just gonna be in my Steam account, and I
Mhm.
I, I won't be able to do any of that with it. It's just always gonna be in my account.
Yep. So it's we're at a weird age with technology. We have talked about this before, but it is crazy that First Light is going to be regardless of what system you buy it on, unless you buy it digitally. The
Hmm.
basically it is a DRM on a disc to be able to play access to that game. So it's no different from the game key card
Wow.
or not. So
And
once
that's
you put
that's
it
the
in, it
thing though.
allows
Like
you to download it and you
I
can
mean
play it.
that's yeah. I mean you can do that. I mean what's weird is I never thought I'd say this, but I think the Switch 2 version probably has the most value
Yes.
because of that,
Yeah,
of any of
Hmm.
them. Like that's the one to get if
definitely.
you're a gamer like you, Vince, where you've got all the platforms. Like you should probably just get the Switch 2 one. That's what I would do.
The problem with that is I'm getting the weaker of the three as far as visual fidelity. I mean,
Well, that's true. Yeah.
um, but
Also trophies
trophy, yeah,
and
exactly.
achievements.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
trophies and achievements. I mean, I
yeah.
miss out on that.
I
Um,
Right.
don't know, Nintendo, get on this already, for God's sakes.
yes,
I don't know why they haven't. I mean, like they should, right?
they
Yeah,
should.
it's so
Like
easy to
bring it.
implement. I don't understand why Nintendo's so reticent to like do like whatever they want to call them, but their version of a trophy or achievement. Like because I want trophies for getting all those stupid moons in Super Mario Odyssey. Like
The
um,
Stupid
octopuses in
coins.
Link's Awakening or the
yeah, just let me
They
let me
give you
do.
like what is it, coins or something, and you could spend it in the store to change your avatar, or
Yeah, yeah.
is that what it is?
well,
Some
No,
s-
that's just for doing like special things. But I mean specifically like games like the way that where it started on the PS3.
oh, the
Actually,
way
that's
we
where it
do
started.
trophies now on
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, yeah. I
hmm.
don't know why they don't do that, but
Mm.
Actually, yeah, I just remembered that. Yeah, the trophy thing started on the PS3. That was the first time you got trophies. And
Yeah, I
actually,
thought it did.
that's why I've never gotten a even though they're it would be more economical to like get like a jailbroken PS3. I would never do it because I want to be able to get my PS3 trophies, and so
You
I need
gotta
to
sync with your
connect.
account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need
Yep.
to sync with my
Hmm.
account, and so there's no point in getting a jailbroken one because yeah. So
Right.
yeah, but
Well,
yeah,
Um,
which
like
is
because I love trophies. I love being able to get these trophies, even though I don't do platinum so much because a lot of times, especially for the PS3 era, you had to like beat the game at like the hardest setting, and I'm like, that's never gonna happen.
it was ridiculous,
yeah,
some of that stuff. And it was late to the game. I mean, like Xbox out of the gate had the achievement system.
Oh
And
yes,
yeah,
then
okay.
Nintendo, but Sony was like, okay, we need to go in here and do
Mm.
something similar. And that's where they came out with the trophies. Because there's a subset of games on the PS3 that just don't have trophies.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mm, mhm.
So,
Yep.
um,
You're right. You're
I
right.
think Metal Gear didn't even have trophies until they released the Metal Gear collection.
Hmm.
Really?
You mean this one?
That's weird.
Yes.
Do you have this
Yes.
one, Vince? I assume
Oh
you
yeah,
do.
I
you
have the
got the
white
good
one.
one.
I have the white one. So
Okay.
I would like to get that one because that's the one that isn't it a hard book or whatever? Or is it?
Yeah. A little art book there.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
And
because
that's all of them, right? To that point.
Yes, up to 4. Yeah. It
Yeah.
had
I can't get to it right now.
I
It's
mean,
over there.
that's the best collection to get, probably that's come out so far, right? That's
Well,
the one to get.
so that one has Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid through 4,
and Peace
and
Walker.
Peace Walker. It does not have, I don't think it has the digital comics, but it does have the other
It
thing
does,
is
it does
wait,
have the digital comics.
it does have the digital comics. What it
Yes.
was is okay, I remember what it is. Metal Gear and Metal Gear VR missions are a digital code. They're not on a disc.
Right.
Like
Correct.
the version
Yes.
I have. So it's
This
even
one as well, yeah.
yeah, it's better to get the new version that's out. That's the metal because it has
Hmm.
everything on the disc.
Hmm.
And same thing
Okay.
with like Volume 2, which we're getting um
Soonish.
yes, in August. Metal Gear Solid 4 and then Peace Walker, and then we're getting Ghost Babel, which is great because
Yes.
I'm gonna be able to play that in
I
on
just
stream.
I just picked up Ghost Babel I found it fairly cheaply at in some random shop in Taipei. So I picked up Ghost Babel on Game Boy Color. I haven't played it yet though, but yeah, I have it there as well. So I was like, yeah, oh my God, when am I ever going to see this cheap ever again? So yeah, I picked that up. But yeah, I would I'm excited for that because yeah, you get to stream, you get to play all these, and like it's finally Metal Gear Solid 4 is no longer going to be uh
Yep.
exclusively on the PS3. Yeah.
Locked to the one console, and
Yeah.
at least with the PS5 controller, you can do the 6-axis stuff we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
I was looking for my copy. I have it over here because I ended up buying a what is it, the Hyperkin, where you can play your Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games on it. It's like a little small
Oh,
little.
the Retron 5 or whatever?
No,
Oh no, no,
no,
sorry. The Cube one. You mean the Cube
yeah, the
one.
Cube one. Yeah, right here. Here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, I do. I remember that. Yeah.
So I got this so I could be able to stream
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And I was like, you know what? And then they just announced that they're going to be releasing that, and the collection is like, okay, I don't even have to worry about all this. I could just play it on my PS5, and we're good to go, and I can stream it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a cube that you could just put all your portable games in.
Yeah, so Retro SQ, or yeah.
Retron,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
Retron
cool.
Retron Square.
That
Yeah.
is cool. Yeah,
I don't think I've
that's
seen that
interesting.
before.
You and me
Wow.
both.
I saw-
USB controller, so you can use it technically your PS5 for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you got S out and an HDMI, and it's got an
Neat.
SD slot there.
How'd you find out about this?
I was looking for ways to be able to play my Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games through my Elgato, and I found this.
The only one that I know was the Analog Pocket.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
the Pocket. The Retron, I believe the Retron 5 also lets you do Game Boy, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, it does Game Boy. I don't
Yeah,
think
'cause
it does
that's-
Game Boy
yeah.
Advance or no, I think it does Game. Well, I don't remember. I have to look, but yeah.
I think it does all of them. And then if you get an adapter, you can also do Game Gear.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I got the adapter, yeah. So I
Okay.
was I got the Retron 5 so that I could stream a lot of my older games. Because you on the Retron 5 you can do NES, SNES, Genesis, and then and Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance natively on the system.
Mhm.
And then with an adapter, you could also do Master System, Game Gear, and what's it called? The the SG-1000, I think, or whatever, the one before. Yeah.
The SG-1000.
Yeah, so that's what I got originally, and then I got a Polymega, which lets me do all that stuff also, and an Analog Pocket, which lets me do more of with the adapters. You can also do things like you can also do like Neo Geo Pocket, and you can do
Yes.
you can even do TurboGrafx 16
Yes,
as well
you
on
can.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Adapters.
yeah. So that's how I stream handheld games now is off the Pocket.
Pocket's a great system.
It is. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Do you
And
like
it's
Polymega?
I love the Polymega. I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. You have some problems with it, Anthony?
It was me with the loading of like everything with the Polymega and stuff, and having a lot of issues.
Oh.
Yeah, reloading and loading it because I Do any of you know the anime called Time Bokan?
Hmm.
Yes.
There's I have the games for PlayStation. I imported them from Japan, and I would load them in. And there's one of them that's like a kart racer shmup, and it's like you're in the little cart and you have to shoot the pigs and everything. I love the game, but it would never load the damn game, and I would have to redo this and then load and reload.
Uh,
It was so, but it was. I will be honest with you. I have the Godzilla fighting game for PC Engine CD, and when I loaded it in and it ripped it off, and I applied the Godzilla music every time I went into the Polymega as the background music. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. But
This is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
I eventually got a Mister.
I had the initial problem, and I know, sorry, this is outside of the scope of PS3, but like the initial
That's
problem
okay.
I had, the initial problem I had with Polymega was that it wouldn't recognize the modules, so I had to send it in.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to send it in for them to service it, but they did it for free. They sent it back to me, back to Singapore. So like that was expensive shipping for them as well, but they did it. And now I'm able to play it, and like I've basically ripped all of my cartridge based games onto the Polymega so that I don't have to like put in the cartridge anymore, and damage the carts basically. So I can just play them straight off the Polymega. And then the discs I'll just put in the discs to play
It was
those
a
games. But
nightmare.
I haven't had
Oh,
a problem with loading of any game so far. I know that early on, especially, they had some issues where like certain games couldn't play properly, and they had to
yes.
like do a bunch of firmware updates and things in order to be able to play all to be able to play those games as well. So yeah, but yeah, I love my Polymega. After that initial, I'm waiting for my Atari module so I can finally play Atari
Okay.
games as well. So yeah,
And I mean, the Polymega is a great system. It really is cool. Especially with the Lycon they're going to come out with the Atari module. I
I
have
got
all
the
the
Lycan
modules.
already. I got the
The
Lycan
Lycon's
already.
already out.
Yeah. I got mine. Yeah.
Oh, wow! All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
need to eventually get one, but right now the AES Plus is taking most of my attention and money at the moment.
Oh yeah.
oh,
I don't know if
Yeah.
I want like I've been thinking about it. I don't know if I should get it. Like I never had a huge like Neo Geo like as they're expensive as a kid, right? So like
Hmm.
I don't have the sort of the nostalgia for it. But but I do remember as a kid like my little bodega had like two games in it, and one of them was World Heroes, which I fucking loved. Um
yeah.
and so like I've always been buying like World Heroes on various systems because they got ported eventually. But I think now you can find like on Switch and everything, like on modern systems as
Oh
well.
yeah, you can actually get the whole entire Neo Geo collection on the Switch. They've released them in like these
Yeah. I've seen
volumes.
those. Yeah.
And it's like I saw
I
somebody post that and it was like that is so cool. But
I recently picked up a Metal Slug collection on the PS2 because it had most of them on there, and I was like, this is a
oh,
great way to
okay.
get all the Metal Slugs in one shot.
mhm.
Man,
But yeah.
I had a special moment. So I'm flipping through Instagram, and the shmup comes up because I'm like a lot of my shmup head friends are in Japan, and he sends me a message like check out my new story that came up. I'm like all right, whatever. So I go on it, and it's the opening music. Like I the opening music was like whoa, wait a minute, what is this? And it's a girl running towards the ship, and it's Polestar, and I like Polestar. I think it is. I said I have to get this game. Like the opening. I will leave this on, and I will have to get this game. And stupid me, I go look for the AES cart, which is like 1,200. I'm like that's absolutely ridiculous. Let me look for the Neo Geo CD. 20 minutes into researching to try to find this game, I say to myself, "Wait a minute, why does that sound so? Why does that sound so familiar?" And I have the damn game for Neo Geo CD. I didn't realize it, and it's just this is exactly what happens. You get like collectors old timers where
Yes, yes.
you have this stuff, you forget you have this stuff. I have 17 copies of Eco the Dolphin.
Oh
I
my
don't
god.
know why. Every time it's up on eBay, $6, $5. I'm like, someone's gonna throw the dolphin game out in the trash. I can't let that happen. So it's like
I have one copy. I need to get two eventually.
I just tides of time. I think I have like three. Um,
Aren't they
Let me buy
doing
it
an
off you.
Echo? They're doing an Echo collection, right?
Yeah, I think so.
yes,
Yeah, they are. They're
Yeah,
they
yeah.
releasing.
are.
I think they're
Just, I
missing.
mean,
They're gonna miss one game. I think I was reading about it. There's like one game that won't be on it, but everything else will be on it.
It's
I'm
you
just
know
scrolling through eBay right now for PS3 games, and it's so ridiculous how many games are like $5,
Yeah.
yeah
or less,
yeah.
and they're like really good
I'm
games.
telling you, all you need to do is go on Facebook Marketplace
hmm
and look for, and you'll find like that's what Ryan's been doing. He's been finding stuff and just been flipping it on eBay,
Yep,
and he just
yep.
finds like games and stuff for cheap.
Hmm.
I wish I had Facebook Marketplace over here because yeah, it
Oh, I
sounds like an
know,
amazing place to find
right?
games.
Oh,
We
you
have
probably
something
got those
here.
hot import stores.
Yeah. Well, we have something here called Carousel. Sell as an SELL,
Hmm.
where people sell stuff, right? And occasionally I'll be able to find some video games, but also like Carousel has been nicknamed Carahel because a lot of the sellers are just complete assholes.
Oh,
Like I
that's
don't
too
like
bad.
it's yeah, it's really annoying. So like I don't like I don't bother with it just because it's such a hassle a lot of the times. And like
Yep.
Singapore's not that big, right? But they're always like, oh, you need to come to me, or like we can't even meet
Mm.
somewhere in the middle. Like, oh, you need to come to me. And then when you go, like, all right, I'll be at your place at such and such time. They're like, oh no, not that time. You got to be here at like 3 in the morning. I'm like, what? Why do I got to be there 3 in the morning? Like, are you gonna murder me? Like, nonsense. This is not
That
happening.
is
Like,
Yeah,
shady.
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's not worth that.
Let me get a couple of my buddies. We'll start this as an RPG to go get this game.
Right?
Right. That was another thing we had that died with PlayStation 3, Toys to Life. The Lego Dimension stuff. I don't think that was
Oh
on
yeah.
Yes,
PS4, right?
that was
Right.
four. That was four. Yeah.
Yeah, that was on
Was it
four.
on
But
four?
but before that,
It
on the
was
PS3, there was tons of Traveler's Tales Lego games that I loved. They had Pirates of the Caribbean, they had the Marvel games, they had the Star Wars games.
Indiana
Um,
Jones.
yeah, and those were the first games that I ever platinumed.
Yes, me too.
Was just
Me
all
too.
the Lego games because there's so many, and then the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit as well. Like, oh, they're so good. They're really really
Oh
fun.
yeah, they were good.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, they were good.
I wanted to
They're
say
really
one
really
more
fun.
thing
You had
before I
Skylanders
forget.
though. You had Skylanders on PS3.
Yes, you
I
did.
never I never got into Skylanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
The toys to life thing, I only ever did it with Lego Dimensions because it was Lego and I
Yeah,
and I
you could
love
build
Lego.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you still got a toy, like you still got a nice little Lego toy. And they did some really interesting properties that they never did before or after, right? Like you got like I got like the Doctor Who Lego. That was the first time they did Doctor Who Lego, which was amazing. The Back to the Future was
Hmm.
there. So like yeah, that was really really
Sonic.
cool.
That was the
Sonic,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic.
I mean, this is the only real other than the when Disney Infinity came out with the Star Wars stuff. I had to get all those, but
Oh
this
right.
is the only like to life things I've ever been. The Amiibos.
The
Oh, the
amiibos.
amiibos.
I don't have very
Yeah,
many.
the amiibos.
Oh
Oh
Mine's
my
wow.
were all my
gosh.
mine are
Yeah.
all on my ceiling. I have nowhere else to put them.
I used to keep them in the box. I had them like all on a wall. Like it was my
They take up so
wallpaper.
much
And as you know, I
space.
was like, you know what? I'm tired of these being on my wall. I need other space for that. So I'm just gonna take them all out. And then I would put them on shelves and then they take up space. And then it's like I need to go buy some shadow boxes and just line them up and just have them light up with LEDs and just have the figures in it. But
One of
yeah.
the one of the I think foundational trilogies of the PS3 that we haven't talked about yet is the Modern Warfare trilogy. Because I didn't realize that they had
Yes.
all come out on the
Yeah, Modern
PS3.
Warfare was good back in the day.
And
I thought
Black
only the
Ops.
first one was PS3, but yeah, Black Ops 1 and 2 are also on the PS3. And Ghosts, as Anthony's mentioned, Ghost was also
Yep.
on there.
Ghosts.
And yeah, like these three games, I think like this was one. I think this was the second game that I bought for the PS3 was Modern Warfare 1. And it's and then I also I don't know if you guys remember. There's also the Medal of Honor that they tried to do
Yes, the two
the
of
reboot
them.
Yes.
almost.
Hmm.
I think I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed Modern Warfare 1, but it didn't do as well, unfortunately. Like because
Yeah.
this was the only one that ever came out for this, and then Medal of Honor basically died after that. They didn't do any more Medal of Honors, which is unfortunate
Airborne
because
was awesome
Airborne
though.
was
Airborne was
fantastic.
good.
I
Yeah.
haven't played that one. Okay.
That's on PS3.
Oh yeah, I'll look it up the next time I
Yeah.
travel somewhere. I'm going
Yeah.
to Canada fairly soon, so I'll look it for it there.
But yeah, so I played Modern Warfare on 360 because that was where all my friends were. We just played that. I mean, talk about a game like this is the one thing about that generation of console, PS3, 360. I spent so much time online playing multiplayer games. It was crazy. But I would still play my single player on my off time. And I made so many friends. We had
Yeah.
like a clan. We were playing like we would play hardcore mode for Call of Duty because we wanted to be like, because you would take less. I mean, you would take more damage with less bullets. So it was like you
Hmm.
had no HUD, so you had to kind of keep track of what your ammo was. It was like almost playing realistically, and it was fun. I mean, we played. We would play multiplayer so bad. So like we were almost the meme of like, oh, just one more game. Oh, it's 7 in the morning. I got to go to work tomorrow.
I mean, later today,
Yeah,
in an hour. I,
yeah.
I I love hearing you guys talk about like your like playing online with friends and stuff because I never did that. Like I hate people. So I was like I'm playing single player only. I refuse to like that's why like I never got into the MMOs or like I wanted to play Final Fantasy 11 and
Mhm.
14, but I was like, oh, other people, no, thank you. And so like and like and on first person shooters, like I will freely admit that I'm just not as good as like everybody else on the internet. And so I'm happy to play single player where it's just me versus, not great AI. But when it's other like real people, I just die immediately every single time and it's just not fun. So I was like, no, I'm gonna stick to just single player stuff.
Uh,
Well, those are great games, though.
yeah, no, and that's okay. I mean, that's the one thing that you can say is that both systems had great stories. Whether
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
the memories you created from with your friends online in multiplayer or just the single player experiences that we all got to do. And you would not miss out or, be amiss to not pick up one of these systems and because there's such a wide library on both of them.
Mm.
Um, and there's so much good stuff. And a lot of times you still had the option to be able to play couch co-op with friends on your PS3 or your 360 versus
Yep.
like later on
Yeah.
now where it's like it's really hard to find games sometimes unless it's like a 2D uh remake or like the Turtles game or the Marvel Cosmic Invasion where it's designed to be that way. A lot of these first
Yep.
person shooters you have to play with another console online. I mean, you can't
Mm.
even, I don't even think you can really do uh, connecting a cable between the systems and do LAN play like you used to be able to do
Mhm.
with the
So
360 or the
I
PS3.
just looked it up right now. I was curious. And DJ Hero was not officially released for PlayStation 4 as the franchise ended during the PlayStation 3 era. So we didn't even get like DJ Hero was really only for PlayStation 3. And I mean,
Yeah,
Xbox
it
as well,
was.
but
But there were two
I,
games, right?
yeah,
yeah. And
Renegade
I
and
had that. I
something
mean, I
else.
had the DJ Hero. I had one of them anyway because I
but
remember having the turntable.
I forgot that that was also the era where you had, yeah, all your little plastic instruments for Band Hero and for Guitar Hero and
Hero,
like,
yep.
Yeah,
Rock
yeah,
I had
yeah.
the
Band,
whole thing.
Rock Band, yeah.
We used to have parties at my apartment sometimes, and
yep.
I every now and
When
then I'd
I
bring out the Rock Band. People'd get
a,
into it.
a
Yeah,
couple of
people
months
love
after I
that.
moved to a couple of months after I moved to Singapore, my the reason I had moved to Singapore, the relationship ended, and I moved in with a friend. He was teaching at like some local school, but like the school is like it was a weird kind of school where it's like it had every grade from like kindergarten all the way to like tertiary, like college
Oh, wow.
level.
Mhm.
So it's like yeah, it had like every grade on there, and so there was dorms on campus as well, and he lived in one of the dorms because he was a teacher at the school. So I moved in with him and he had all the Rock Band stuff. And so like because I was like
Wow.
at the point I was a very sad, lonely man because I had just broken up with my long-term partner. I basically spent all my evenings just playing Rock Band as he was trying to sleep because he has to teach school the next day. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, guy, but
Jeez.
like I got nothing else to do.
Those are
And if you
great
did have a
times.
headset on there, or if you had a headset,
Yeah.
all you hear is
But
this
even
click, click,
yeah, thump
click,
thump,
click,
yeah.
thump, thump, click, 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 with no music or anything.
And like it's the worst when because he also had the singing bit, right? So you can just hear my horrible off pitch, off key singing. I'm
Yeah.
singing all these sad songs. Oh
Oh yeah. And I mean
Yeah,
like
those were the good days.
I got uh Beatles Rock Band
Yes.
for my
Oh
birthday.
yeah,
And my
I had
dad
that
got
one.
me the whole set, so I still have all that in my garage.
nice.
Oh
I'd love
wow.
to be able to pull that out, but like I had just lost my cat at the time. Like he died. I had him for like 15 years and uh So like my dad got me this because he's like the Beatles were a big thing in our house, and it was like this was coming out, and he's like, I know this will help you. You know, we grew up with these songs. There's so much stuff here that would like help you cope with the loss. And I just remember like 3 weeks
Mhm.
later, I had like my friends and my brother-in-law over, and we just played like through the whole game in like one night. It was just fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That was a good game.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they were. DJ Hero was great.
Hmm
Those were
I
great
had all of
games.
those. I had the Rock Band, the Beatles one, and DJ
I wish I
Hero.
still had my plastic guitar because I don't know where it went.
Right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know
Those
what
were
my condition is. It's been in that garage for a couple of years now. I mean, quite a few. Probably since before my son was born, and he's going to be 12 this year, so they're probably in there
oh
for.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
I need to
There
go
for a
pull them
while.
out and check it out and see. They're probably covered in like, like I said, 13 years of dust.
Yeah.
as long as there's no batteries in them, I think you should be good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, luckily I
Yeah.
think it was power over USB for all that stuff. Because
Yeah,
none
because
of
it was
that
still
stuff.
wired.
Yeah, I'm still wired.
Yeah, it was still
Mhm.
wired. So I remember so many wires in that living room. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh man, but there was like a lot of cool peripherals for the system. You had the camera, you had the
Yes.
move controllers, which you could use for like what Killzone had
Hmm.
Killzone 3 had that motion
Yep.
control stuff.
Mm.
Even like what not Splinter Cell, but SOCOM, like SOCOM 3
Yeah.
or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh no, so I sorry, sorry, I got excited because, but I'm remembering the first SOCOM, which was on PS2, where you
Hmm.
had the little headset and you could like
Yes.
give like voice commands to your AI
Hmm.
team. That was amazing to me. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that was
but they
cool.
they always did the like the not the thing you didn't tell them to do,
Something
and,
to do.
then you end up dying, and you're like, what the fuck? Do
Oh,
what I tell you to do.
what was that game on PS2 where you're basically stuck in a computer room and you're trying to navigate this girl through this space station, and you give her voice commands and she would do it.
Oh, I don't remember this game.
Yeah, I
I
don't think
have
I
to
played
remember what it
that.
was, but
This
I
is
s-
PS3.
no, it's
no
PS2.
PS2, it's
It was
PS2.
a PS2 game.
PS2.
I still have my
Wow.
SOCOM headset,
Wow.
but I didn't hear about this game. Yeah,
Yeah.
SOCOM was a great game. That
yeah,
Um,
was
I love SOCOM. It
oh
was
yeah,
such a
SOCOM was
ridiculous.
a
great.
game.
Yeah.
What was your everybody's favorite COD game on the PS3?
Ghost.
I think Modern Warfare. I think the third one, the second one. Sorry, second one.
Yeah, the second one was the
Yeah,
Yeah,
best.
second one's really good.
Second one was the
yeah,
best. I mean, I love the Mile High Club thing, get that achievement and
yeah,
everything, but
yeah.
um yeah, I think that the second one was like everything builds up in the first one, and then it's like Empire Strikes Back with the second game.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And like
then
the second one has the invasion of the U.S. if I'm not wrong, right? Where
no,
you're
it's
like,
three. That's three.
oh, that's three. Okay.
Yeah, because you're
Mhm.
actually in the process of everything, like after they do the EMP or whatever, and then the troops are coming
Oh,
into New
yes, yes,
York.
yes.
Yeah.
You're
You
right. You're
guys
right.
played the
Mhm.
campaign.
Oh
Oh,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I just went straight to multiplayer.
No,
Oh,
no.
no,
Like,
no.
so that's what's great
I only
about
played the
like
campaign.
that's what's great
Me
about the
too, pretty
the
much.
campaign is it's like a GI Joe game, the best GI Joe games. If you play those Modern Warfare games or any of the Call
Uh-huh.
of Duty games, they're
Yeah.
usually like the best what we could ever wish for a GI Joe game. We never will get
Wow.
a good GI Joe game. I wish that you know
Wrath of Cobra wasn't good.
well, I
All right.
honestly I really want like them to license GI Joe and make a Call of Duty GI Joe game.
That would be wild.
And then you could play against Cobras and Joes on your multiplayer game, and you could have your specialty guys that you could play. It'd be so awesome, but they won't do it.
Speaking of
Mhm.
GI Joe, not to go off the rails with this one, but do you have the aircraft carrier?
No,
No.
but
Okay.
but I have a friend who owns a shop that has 16 of them in his store.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I probably has
I
more now.
Wow.
I remember the biggest GI Joe thing I got from my parents and my brother and I
Wow.
together. They bought us the I don't even remember what it's called. It was like the HQ type of thing.
Oh, so was it the one that folded out like this, and then you had like a thing in the middle? It looked like it was a base, but it looked like a construction site almost. That's the way it looked.
No, not that one. It was the one that was kind of like it had like arms that kind of went like this, and you could kind of extend it like this. Um,
Oh,
but they got one for me and they got one for my brother because they knew we couldn't share.
mhm.
So they got us the same one basically. And that's the biggest GI Joe thing I ever got from
So there's
and
the
they had
GI
to
Joe
save up for that.
headquarters. There's the headquarters that was
Might be that
modular,
one.
and then there is the mobile command center, which is it looks like a giant tackle box, but when it's folded together, it's just this giant beige like tank that opens up like a tackle box, and it's got three levels. You got a garage, you got a information center with the jail cell, and then you got your missile and artillery area up on
Ah,
top.
cool.
It's over here on my floor over
There's
here.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the one that I had because it was a weird looking kind of thing. It's not the headquarters. The headquarters does not look,
Okay.
and it wasn't the tackle box one either.
So it would have
That's
been
nice. Wow.
there's the
Oh,
GI.
oh, I found it. It's the Dragon Fortress.
Oh, okay.
It kind of, yeah, it did fold up like this and then kind of folded out.
Yes.
Yeah. So they
Yeah, there
got
was
one.
multiple versions of it. It was like whereas one
Yeah.
that was like green, neon orange, and then there was one that was like more gray with like brown, and then there was another one that they released that
Yeah, I
had
think
like
mine was
weird
the
colors.
green one, I think.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they got one for me and they got one for my brother, and that was the biggest GI Joe thing I ever got.
Wow. So I just can't
But
believe 16 aircraft carriers.
dude, okay, I'm gonna send you this video of me going through a shop like from a couple years ago. And I even go in the video. Can you count how many USS flags he has? And
CIB?
he's had one or two sealed. He also has some that are like complete, like the whole everything with the box and the manual. Um, but most of the ones he has out are he just has them displayed and being used to hold stuff throughout the shop. Yeah, I'll send you the
That
link.
is
You gotta watch
wild.
it.
Wild.
Yeah, he's in Missouri, Bolivar, Missouri. In my opinion, he has one of the biggest toy stores in the U.S. because it's very, very large. It's a three-story. No, technically it is a four-story building, but one of the stories is a basement. So he has a basement, 3 stories,
Hmm.
and just like at least three of them are filled with toys, nothing but toys
That's
and
crazy.
other collectibles. Yeah, I'll look for that video. But anyway, I guess to going back to what Webb said, what was our favorite game? Or you said favorite COD, so we did.
Favorite
Yeah,
God.
yeah, we did
Yeah,
that.
I was
So
gonna say mine was actually World at War. Um
that's a good one.
and I well, it's kind of a toss up between that and Black Ops because I really love Black Ops as well. But the historical shooters I've always been into since I was a kid. Like I really love the original Medal of Honor and
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Medal of Honor Underground as well.
Oh
Frontline
Um,
was
yeah,
my favorite, but yeah,
Frontline
yeah,
was
Frontline
good.
was great. I played
Frontline was
that
really good.
on
Yeah.
Frontline was good.
PS2, I think. Yeah.
I played that game so many times that I memorized like all the level layouts and everything, and I
Oh,
could do it
nice.
without even getting shot. Like I could just get through the whole game without getting shot once.
Did you ever
Yeah.
play the Allied Assault on PC?
Allied Assault. No, I have it, but I never had a last time I didn't have a laptop a computer good
Right.
enough to actually play it. But I actually still
Yeah.
have the PC disc somewhere here.
Mm.
Um,
That's
and
a
now of course
really good
laptops
game
don't.
if you get a
Okay.
chance. If you get like a compatible system or whatever,
Yeah,
like
because
yeah.
laptops nowadays don't have CD-ROM drives anymore, so it's a bit
Yeah,
They
yeah,
difficult to
don't.
play.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
My
And you
computer does it.
probably have to run like XP in legacy mode or
Yeah,
something to get that to
yeah.
work, would be my
Set up like
guess.
a virtual. Well, yeah,
Yeah, you could do
virtual.
a virtual machine, probably,
Yeah.
Mm.
something like that.
Or you can
Um,
check and see if it's on GOG because they may have some of the patches,
Oh
or
yeah.
somebody's made a
that's
patch
true.
to allow it to run.
Actually, I think those are on GOG. I feel like I've seen them there. But yeah, because it's like three games. I mean, you got the Allied Assault, and then there's Spearhead, and like there's like two or three big DLC, like big expansion packs
Hmm.
that went with that one. But anyway, yeah, if you like the others, you probably really like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, World at War is probably my favorite World War
World
II
War.
shooter, and I played online. I played that one online more than the others, probably, but which is still not a lot. I'm kind of like you, Aiden. I don't. I freely admit that I'm not very good at shooters compared to
Yeah.
at least all the 8 and 9 year old Korean kids that would be
Yeah.
playing against me at 2 a.m. So, I'm not really much of a challenge there, but I'm one of the weird people that enjoys the COD campaigns
Oh, I love
a
them.
lot.
I
And
love them. I love
So,
them. Yeah.
yeah. And
yeah.
going back to something that Anthony said, like Ghost, I think was one of my favorite. I love
Mm.
Modern Warfare story all through on those
Yeah.
three. But I
Yep.
really enjoyed the story from Ghost because it felt like a G.I. Joe, literally like a G.I. Joe game. Because like you have this
That
whole
campaign
thing
was
with
good.
you have like the tungsten rod missiles that they shoot down. Like it's the world is just coming to grip. U.S. is coming to grips with what happens after like this friggin' apocalypse almost that happened, you know.
It
Mm,
was the only
mhm.
campaign I ever played was Ghost.
Really?
That's the one with the
Yeah.
dog, right? Just
Wow.
to remind me.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
With
think
the
it has a
dog
dog.
Dude,
companion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Anthony, I would say that it's totally worth going back and playing. God, you got to play the Modern Warfare 2
Yeah.
campaign and
Yeah.
and like at least play that one, play World at War, play Black Ops. Those three campaigns are
Yeah,
fantastic.
because I mean,
Like,
at least like Modern Warfare 1 through 3. Because like each
The
of those
first
the first three, like the first one's fantastic. But then like when you get into the second one, it's so epic at towards the end, and you're like, oh my
yeah.
God, you're like
the
just all
two
this stuff
is
that's
so
going on.
good.
And in 3, you get to finally play one of the enemies that you have a hard time playing. Like so you become a juggernaut and you're having to like
Oh,
go in and like get into this building and take out the guy
It's
that's been
so much
doing everything.
fun.
It's so great.
It's so much fun. It's
Um,
just I love this thing where like a lot of games like will have this thing where you have like this victory lap, like your last level, like you've gone through this whole grueling game, and then the
Yeah.
last level is just this victory lap where like you almost can't die,
yeah.
and they just let you have like all this fun doing like it's really
World at
I
War
enjoy
was
that a
that
lot.
way with the Reichstag at the end. Like it was like, the building's on fire and there's like troops everywhere, but you can absolutely like just strong arm your way through that level.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
you just pick up a machine gun and just run through it and you'll
Well,
be up on top, taking down the Nazi flag really fast.
yes. Even Gears of War 4. Like, because at the end of that, you're walking around in giant mech suits. I'm not going to give any more away, but I was like,
Mm.
this is so epic.
Yep.
It's interesting how many of the PS3 era trilogies had their like the middle one was the best game, right? Because you have that with Modern
Hmm.
Warfare 2 is the best, Mass Effect
Hmm
2 is the best,
And
maybe not
honestly,
Mass Effect
BioShock 2.
A
was.
lot of people would say Uncharted 2 is the best. I would say that Arkham City Batman is the
Yeah,
best.
I think Arkham City is the best
Um,
as well. So yeah, it's actually quite
yeah.
interesting that yeah, the like the middle one is the best one.
yeah, I would even say
Borderlands
that
2 is easily the best Borderlands game. It's not even close.
yes, and I would also say that like Black Ops 2 is my favorite out of the Black Ops stuff because I love
Really?
the whole future thing. If you think
Two's
Okay.
really
about what's
good.
going on, if you think about what's
It's
going on right now with
it's
like
it's
AI
really
and
good.
drones, and like
Yes.
we're really pushing that technology and what happens in that game, I could see that happening. I
I
could
mean,
see it.
2 is really good. I love 2.
I like Black Ops 2, but I found it like I found the future stuff a little bit silly in terms of like the story itself. Not so much like obviously the yes, the technology and like
Mhm.
how warfare is being waged is pretty spot on. But like just the storyline was a bit weird because like you went back in time, like you were back in time to
Oh
like
yeah,
the 70s and then you'd go like far into the future and it was always very weird to me. Whereas like the first Black Ops was just straight up like, like
yeah,
uh
60s during World War,
60s, yeah,
yeah,
60s
or one of the
Vietnam and things like
Vietnam
that.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm,
I thought that, and then they got and then like it had that connective tissue to World at War, right? Because they had the
yep.
Russian guy, yeah,
Yes,
Yep.
Reznov or whatever, yeah. So it was like that. I thought that was
Reznov.
really cool. Um,
but
and
I
then
mean,
like
that's why I consider them kind of, I don't know, I shouldn't consider them direct sequels, but I wouldn't play World at War without playing Black Ops right after it, like,
yeah,
hmm
personally.
Well, and in like
Wow.
Advanced Warfare was one of my favorites. I love the whole like the exoskeletons. I love the adding of the sliding and jumping off walls. It was kind of like
oh
Yeah, that
Call
was
of
cool.
Duty's
Advanced
answers
Warfare.
to Titanfall.
But that was
Yes.
the press F for respects, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, I
That's
think
where
so.
that
Yeah.
comes from. Yeah, yeah. Or
But
press
like
X to pay respects. Yeah.
Infinite Warfare was great too. I think the best part of that game though was the space combat. And I'm like, why are you not making a game just with this freaking mechanic of flying these ships and taking out stuff in space? I want a game like this, and they never did. Other than that
So
game.
Mm.
I have Infinite Warfare, but I haven't played it yet. But I just rewatched Moonraker last night, and now I've
Hmm.
got a hankering to like do nonsensical space stuff.
Stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Yes.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I didn't know
Love
World at
Moonraker.
War was all about World War II. Now I got to go pick
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
up.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
World at
yeah.
War is World War II. Yeah.
That was when they got back to it, right? Because they already did. Well, no, it was after
Modern
Modern
Warfare. It
Warfare,
was after Modern
right?
Yeah, it was
Warfare.
after Modern
Yeah,
Warfare.
Because you
and
had what you
before
you had
two.
and what it was is that this was the time where you had Infinity Ward and Treyarch kind of like jumping
Yeah,
back and
going back
forth
and
each
forth.
year or who was going to
Yeah,
make a better
between
game. Because like we played the multiplayer, but we didn't play a whole lot of zombies. But I had buddies that did. Like they were just freaking into it.
yep,
They'd unlock
zombies.
Hmm.
everything. Um,
I used to play zombies with friends.
mhm. But one of the cool things was that Modern Warfare 2 gave you those spec ops missions that you could play two player with your buddy and you just had to clear this objective and doing things and they got
Hmm.
progressively harder and harder.
Mm.
And that was one of the ones that I never got all the achievements for because two of the missions were really tough and you're like there was one time you fought like I think two juggernauts besides all these other things you're having to deal with and I was like okay
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be able to do
Wow.
this. I probably could go back to it now because my skills gotten so much better with Call of Duty games but no.
Oh, another trilogy we didn't talk about is the Little Big Planet trilogy.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were great.
I played the first one
Yeah, I had the
with
first one.
friends, I think, a little bit, but I never got like super into them. But I mean, the art style is awesome and they're great for kids, right?
Hmm.
And Sackboy has survived until now. So like
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he's
right.
still yeah.
That is true.
And without the help of Sackboy with those games, we would have probably never got Astrobot.
Mm.
Yep.
And that
Yep.
game
That's
is
probably
beautiful.
true.
So great. Yeah. I
Well,
need to pick up the new Sackboy because like that's I
oh
still don't
yeah,
have it and it's supposed to be quite fun. Yeah, and
I
very
haven't picked it up
very
either yet.
challenging as well. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, anything else, guys, about the to praise about the system before we wrap the episode up?
Hmm.
Anything we recommend to people if they wanted to start collecting for the PS3?
I mean, if you want to start collecting for the PS3, just start collecting because, like, as we've mentioned multiple
Yep.
times, a lot of those games are quite
Yeah.
cheap right now.
Hmm.
You can pick them up for a song, and yeah, like, there's no reason not to. And a lot of these games are really, really good. And like a lot of them are available, on modern consoles, and that's fine. But they play just as well, sometimes better, honestly, on the PS3 on the native, where they originally came out of. And yeah, it's a great system. I still buy every like that's what I that's whenever I go to a retro game shop, obviously I look at everything, but that's usually where I go first is the PS3 section, just to see if there's anything there that looks interesting or I don't yet have, that I want. Yeah. I've decided I mentioned that I rewatched Moonraker last night. It's because I started I this month is when I'm watching all the James Bond movies because there's a bunch that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
It
cool.
I'm
sounds like
watching one
almost a
every
month.
day. Yeah, I'm watching one per day until we get to the end, and then obviously at the end
Wow.
of this month is when First Light drops
Yep.
finally. So
Yep.
it's a I picked the right month. I picked the right month. And so
Wow.
I've also decided that I'm gonna go back and pick up all the 007 games that I don't have. And I do have a fair amount for. I realize I actually have four of them for the PS3 already, but I don't have any for the PS2.
Oh yeah.
Yet. So I got to pick up those because I know like a lot of the ones on the PS2 are quite good, like Nightfire and
Hmm.
Hmm.
or the other one. But like, so I got to go back and like look for those as well. But yeah, but that's
Nightfire is great.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
heard lots of really good stuff about Nightfire, so I got to go. I got to grab that one. But yeah, so like, but yeah, the PS3
And
system is a
you would
very
really like Nightfire because it's highly influenced by Moonraker, by the way.
oh nice, yeah,
Yeah.
great. um, yeah, Roger Moore is my Bond because that's who I grew up watching was the Roger Moore
Yep.
stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
That's yep.
so he's my Bond.
No, that's cool.
Uh, but I,
Have you seen Ty Lord? Me and Ty Lord do a Bond podcast. Have you checked
Oh,
that out yet? Have
no,
you
I
seen
haven't.
that?
No, I will.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
review like we're in the middle of reviewing all the movies right now. We're on Die Another Day. We haven't
Oh wow.
recorded that yet, but we've done them all like up to there. So I'll
Nice. Okay.
send
Yeah.
or maybe Vince, you can forward him
Yeah,
a
I can.
link.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
will.
That'd be great because
just because
then I
Vince
can
has been
listen
on
to
the
them.
show too. We did
Oh, great.
Goldeneye and
Twice.
License to Kill, right?
Yep.
Oh,
And then
Yeah.
once we
GoldenEye.
start doing the Craig bonds, I'm there. So yep.
Oh, cool. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
GoldenEye that movie was great in the movie theater.
Oh yeah, it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yep, we all wanted a Russian girl after that. I can tell you that. But
Well, you need to listen to the episode we did. There's some funny moments, and we kind of retconned the ending song.
Yeah.
jeez,
But
But
yeah, as I was saying,
Yeah.
like PS3 is very easy system to collect for.
yeah,
And so if you are a retro collector, I guess technically PS3 is retro now. It is over
it
20 years
is.
old. So yeah.
Wouldn't you say at this point, like PS3 and 360 are probably where if you want physical games, that's probably where the most value is, the most bang for your buck. If you're gonna
yep,
like collect for anything, your money's probably gonna go further on 360 and
Yes. And
PS3 than it would for
Yeah,
anything else.
I agree.
right now, because the fact that there isn't a lot of nostalgia for the PS3 at this moment for this generation, because 360 is kind of like where people are gravitating to pick up old games for. And it is the perfect time to go in, grab what you want, because not a lot of everything is expensive on it. And like Dan said through this episode, you know, it's not region locked. So if you can't find it in English somewhere, you can get it in Japanese or PAL location, and it'll play right on your PS3. And it most of the time will have the English translation pack within it,
Yep.
or
Hmm.
even the dialogue, because when they were
Yep.
burning the discs, because it's based off the system and other things like that for where it'll play. There's only specific like niche things that would not be may not
Yeah.
have a translation pack.
But by and large, like it's very rare that it wouldn't have one. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's quite rare. Like I think the only one that I have where it doesn't have it's far down here. But the only one that I have that doesn't have a translation pack is there was a Resident Evil collection that had 4 and Code Veronica. And I got it
Hmm.
because it had Code Veronica.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, Code Veronica is still Japanese, and I can't understand it. So it's like, oh,
That's too bad.
that's the only one. The only game I've ever purchased in Japan that didn't have English subs was that one,
Wow.
and I'm not sure why. I'm
Weird.
not sure why. Yeah, but everything
Interesting.
else that I've purchased in Europe or in Japan or anywhere else in Asia, and like even Australia, like so PS3 was the weird where it had like 9 regions, where like everything was still 9 regions. So like Australia's like region
Mm.
9 for whatever reason, and you can get really cheap Australian versions of games as well. And they will play on your PS3 and those are all English,
Wow.
obviously, because Australia does English. And
Sure.
so those are even cheaper than stuff that I find in Europe or Japan. Australia is, I
Interesting.
think, the cheapest market still for PS3. And you can really pick those up for a song. Sometimes they just give them away. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna buy this? Here's just 2 other games because I don't want them in my shop anymore." So like yeah. So yeah, Australia
Wow.
is a good place to shop for PS3. If you're an Australian listener of Dad Level Podcast, get to your shops right now and just get all the PS3
Do
games.
it.
Yeah.
Start
Do
start
it.
making the market share up for the PS3.
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
think
Well,
the kids right now that grew up with the PS3 are starting to come to the cusp of having expendable money.
Yes.
And that is the problem with it, because we saw the surge with the GameCube, where
Hmm.
the nostalgia for the GameCube hit. Those kids have a lot of money. Those kids have money, jobs, and they started uprising the whole thing with GameCube.
mm,
With the PS3 and the 360, I feel we're kind of at the cusp. Next couple of years, we're definitely going to be having a different conversation where the PlayStation 3 games are going to rise because that nostalgia is going to hit. We already could see it with the backwards compatible systems that they're up to like $200 to $300.
Hmm.
The Slims are like
mhm.
cheaper and other stuff, but people really want those, the fat 32 systems, that um not Fat 32, but the fat systems that came out, they want those because it's like, oh
Yeah.
wow, I had that or I had this. So I feel like we're going to see an increase in that. I don't Maybe when we're 70, we might see, oh my God, that PlayStation 4 game is like $800 right now. I could have bought that for $3.
I I do think that like I agree that the prices will start to go up a little bit for PS3 360, but I think that some of that will be mitigated by the fact that a lot of these games are available on PS4, PS5,
Yes.
on
Yeah,
modern
Yeah.
consoles, and so
true.
they won't
Yeah.
go up as high because you can just buy the modern version, right? And
Yeah.
why would, that's the thinking now is like why would I buy the old version when I can get the upgraded version on
version.
modern consoles,
Right.
right?
Correct.
So I
And
think
on top,
that will keep some of the prices down because of that. Yeah.
and I will add something on that too, is the fact that there was so many people that were gamers at the time of the PS3 and the
Yeah.
360. There is an overabundance of these
Hmm.
games. And I don't feel, unless it was like a really, really small print run of something, that they're going to be that high in price.
Yeah,
Um,
maybe at the towards the end of the
so
PS3s
it's
where you
been,
have like less those
mhm.
games will probably be a bit rare. Those will go up in price if they don't have the modern sort of version or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think those are the only ones, right? Like I think
Yeah,
like for the most of the PS3's lifetime, these games were printed by the millions. So there's tons of them out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
even more than any NES or Nintendo.
Yeah.
This is, I
I
mean, it
mean,
was crazy.
Aquanaut's Holiday is like, I think that was on PS1 Japan or like PS2 Japan. I don't remember, but I know Aquanaut's Holiday has always been like a ridiculously expensive game. And then you had Aquanaut's Holiday released on and I think it was on PS1. And then you had it released on PS3 as like an anniversary edition or something. That was an extremely limited print run.
Hmm.
And that's a very expensive game. But you're not gonna have people looking out for that because unless you played it on PS1, you're not gonna even know what the hell it is. And then Africa is like another weird one where like you're on a
Yeah.
safari going through Africa, and I think they wanted to do that with the 3D technology where it's like, oh, zebra or lion or something. Let me take all these pictures. I don't know if it was with the 3D or not, but um, yeah, there's a lot of excellent games that are forever going to be locked on the PS3, and while I'm not a big fan of those what are they like? You're gonna run in and you have like 200 enemies that you have to fight. Those battle type of games. But like Hyrule Warriors, like I like Hyrule Warriors,
Mm.
yeah. But those Gundam games, 1, 2, and 3 on PlayStation 3. If you are a huge Gundam fanatic, it's in Japanese. They sound amazing. You could play the theme songs to all the shows. They have Zeta, Unicorn, Double O. It's just those are excellent games to look out for. But then again, like there's also other. There's other. You said you were going to Canada. Canada has VGP. VGP is also putting out
Oh,
you know re,
yes.
reprinted PlayStation 3 games like
Oh wow.
Siberia because Siberia is like stupid expensive. So they're like, you know what, we're gonna reprint this PlayStation 3 game, and here's Siberia for you, the Siberia collection. Great, great game. I think it follows the suit of like Kuldoka for PS1. So I mean, it's a really solid, series. And then of course the Simpsons games are always top notch on PlayStation 3. So you can and future no Futurama's on PlayStation 2, not 3.
The other thing, yeah, the other thing I was going to say is like sometimes what ends up going up in price is licensed games because the
Yes.
license runs
Yes.
out and then you can't do a modern version of it. Although that is changing now with a lot of like some stuff that I thought I would never ever see again on a modern console, like the older TMNT games or the Marvel games are suddenly popping up, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe we are finally figuring out how to navigate all these rights issues from the past. And so maybe we will see a James Bond collection in the future. Like we got a Jurassic Park one, we got all these things, right? Where like all these things are like I thought never, because they're made by so many different companies on so many different systems that there's no way they were going to get all these games on one collection, and then we are getting them. So that might also help mitigate some of these issues in the future when we start to see more of these kinds of sort of rights issues get handled, get figured out, and they can remake these games or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, and one other thing too is that the PS3 and the 360 were the birth of the remasters or the remaster collections, like Jack and Daxter and
yes,
the Iron Hander stuff. I mean, and then some of that stuff just translates over because then they release them on the PS4 or PS5. Yeah. So, but there's so many games. And like we'd even talk about Nier. That's a great action RPG.
That was good.
And I just found it for $20, brand new.
Ninja Gaiden Sigma was on this system as well.
Sigma 1 and 2 are great ports that are visually better on the PS3 than they are on the Xbox, and they add new content. Oh man, I remember going through both of those again. It was like so awesome.
The Orange Box on the PS3.
Oh, Orange Box, yes.
Portal 2 was on PS3.
That was how I played Half-Life 2 and Portal, actually, was Orange Box on PS3. And that was one of the first games I had as well. Like, I think Half-Life 2 was actually probably the first game I beat on PS3.
I wish Half-Life 1 was available on something other than PC so that I could finally play it.
Right?
It's on PS2.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Yes, but it's also very expensive.
And it's very expensive, unfortunately.
It's very expensive. That's right.
It is on Xbox as well.
You know, what I would do if I was you though is well, you say you don't have a PC?
I mean, I have a PC, but I don't really game on it. Like I have a Steam Deck, which I also I game more on the Steam Deck than I do on my PC. Yeah.
Well, you could probably play it on the Steam Deck.
I probably could.
Probably, yeah.
The other thing you might do is check out the remake, Black Mesa. Which is more like, I mean, it's like more modern graphics, but it's a remake of Half-Life 1.
And Half-Life is Valve and Valve is Steam, so there's no reason why it wouldn't work.
I would honestly be shocked if Half-Life didn't work on the Steam Deck like that.
Same, yeah. So I should probably just get it because there's I as we were discussing, I was like, actually, why am I being so stupid? I could just buy it on Steam.
But yeah, check out Black Mesa as well, because that was like I think Valve got involved with it. I can't remember. It may have been one of those things that started out as a fan project, but eventually Valve got behind it.
Yes.
Or something. Yeah. And now it's like really good. Like, because for a long time it was in beta, but now I'm pretty sure it's like a finished game.
Yeah, so. I think it's just available. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was looking up like the most expensive games on the PS3, and with only a few exceptions, they are by and large like these sort of collector's editions that came with like other stuff, with the exception of things like Africa and Last Sky, which was primarily a digital game, so there's very few physical copies. But like the other ones are like Rocksmith guitar bundles, Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Wizards edition that came with a book, a 300-page book, and things like that. So like if you're just looking for the game itself, most of the time it's going to be fairly inexpensive. Yeah.
There's a ton of listings here. I've just been scrolling eBay while we've been talking. There's a ton of like disc-only PS3 games that those are easily like $5.
Yeah,
there's $1 to $5. A DJ Hero is on here, $2 shipped.
Wow.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff in that range. And then there's the bigger lots of things. I'm seeing a lot of lots where it's like 5 to 10 games for anywhere from like $30 to $50 if you just want to get an assortment of something.
Yeah, that's true. And so I remember the game now. I went and looked it up. So it's called Operation Darkness, and it's only on the 360. Unfortunately, I thought it was on both, but it is like you're a troop in like World War II that you end up fighting werewolves and other supernatural creatures.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yes, I've heard of that. I've heard of that, but I never got to play it. It looked
And
awesome.
I had it. I traded it in like an idiot. Now it's like $100.
Yeah, of course. Anything that's like weird or obscure like that, like wouldn't you think that we would know by now? After
Right.
you like grew up with the Super Nintendo and the NES, and it's like anything that is like off the beaten path, give it a decade. It'll be worth like 10
Right.
times what everything else
Yeah.
is worth.
Hey, and it was Atlas too. It was an Atlas game.
Oh my
Oh
God.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
So
game
that's
looks insane.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a deep cut.
fantastic. I beat
Well,
it, but it
no,
was like I loved it, but it's one of those ones where it's like, all right, I only have so much disposable income. I can get rid of this.
The other thing I was gonna say is new games. Like I'm amazed how many like actually new in the shrink wrap PS3 games are on eBay. Like
yeah, there's a
there's
ton of
quite a
them.
few of them and they're not insanely overpriced. Like a
And
lot of them are in like the 20, $30 range if
that's,
people
I mean,
like want to collect or
that's
just really
cheaper than they
prefer new
were
games.
at launch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot cheaper. I mean, Dragon's
Yeah.
Dogma right here is brand new in the box, $31. Like
yeah.
it literally has a sticker saying that
That's
it includes access to the Resident Evil 6 demo coming out September 4th, 2012. It's
wow.
on the case.
The
There there are these
the
shops across Europe called CEX that are like
Okay,
they
yeah,
started out, you know them? Yeah.
yeah,
They
I know
Yeah,
started
them.
I've
out as
seen
like
those. I've seen those on YouTube. Yeah.
yeah, they started out as like phone like technology shops where like you could go in and trade in your phone and they get like but then they sort of expanded, they got DVDs and Blu-rays and they expanded to video games as well. And they every time I go into one, they always have an enormous PS3 section because that's where I guess people were trading most of those kinds of games in were PS3. Xbox wasn't so popular in Europe, so there's a lot less Xbox stuff, Xbox 360 stuff, but like PS3, there's tons of it and yeah, you can easily find a lot of shrink stuff that's still shrink wrap that like whoever bought the game never played it and then they traded it in and it's there for still 5, 10, €10. Like it's not very expensive at all.
Wow.
well that game I was telling Anthony, the one where you have Morgan, it's an RPG, the what,
Yeah,
Cross Edge X, I found it for brand new for
Cross Edge.
$40, brand
Look
new.
at that. Look
Hmm.
at
So it's
that.
in my car right now. So we'll see.
Yeah,
That
right.
is an amazing game.
Yes, it was.
That is an amazing game.
When I started rebuilding my PS3 collection like a year or two ago, one of the games I picked up was The Saboteur, which is basically
Ah,
like a World War
Yes.
II GTA style game. And I picked it up. It was like, like flawless disc, CIB, like looks, basically like perfect condition, right? And I paid, I want to say 25 for it, I think, 25, $30. Yeah, there it is. You
yeah.
got it.
I
Yeah, I love
just
that
I
game.
just
Oh,
picked this up
wow.
in wherever the heck I just was. I can't I'm so sorry. I can't remember. First world problems. I don't remember where I was that I picked this up. Somewhere in Europe, like wherever I went last. But yeah, I just picked it up because I found it in a CEX. Oh, it was
Nice.
London. Sorry, it was London. It was the London
Nice.
Book Fair. They were there. So yeah, I picked it up in London. I found it at a CEX and it was there for $5. €5. Sorry. Yeah, I just picked it up. No,
Wow.
five
That's
pounds. £5.
amazing.
Yeah,
The
That's really
French
good.
resistance. You fight in
yeah,
the French resistance in World War II.
yeah.
Yep. But you
Damn,
play an Irish race car driver. Like that's your character.
that's like out there.
It's
That's way out
hilarious to
there.
It's
me.
so great.
It's hilarious to me that even the game about the French Resistance doesn't have a French doesn't have
Yeah,
a
no,
French
you're not. No, because you're a
hero.
total
Uh,
badass in that. No one would believe you were French. Like,
Yeah.
no one would buy that.
So we need to end the episode, but I do have something to
Sorry.
say after the episode because
Okay.
it's just a weird thing. But all right, guys, thank you for being on. Yeah, hopefully, the next generation finds the PS3 and enjoys it, and it's not like a lost console because it's so cheap to actually, like we said, to find and play these games. And I can't wait for us to talk about the PS4 and the
Yep.
Xbox. We still need to talk about the Xbox 360. I got to get that episode going out there. But well, thank you guys. But
Thank
y'all have anything y'all want to talk about that you're got coming up real quick to announce or Anything
I
on your
do
channels?
actually. So I have something very. So I in the last year or 2 years, I and a couple of other editors have been working on a video game anthology. It's called Free to Play, and it'll be out here in my part of the world this month in May, which when we recorded this. But it'll be available everywhere else in the world in October 2026. You can pre-order it now. Yeah, again, called Free to Play, the publisher's difference engine. And it has a lot of great short stories and essays and comics, fiction and nonfiction, even a little bit of poetry put in there about people talking about games that they played, and writing short stories based on certain genres or certain tropes. But everything's about video games. So yeah, if you love video games, please check it out. I'd really
That's
appreciate
cool.
it.
Awesome.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Izzy, Webs.
Nothing for me. The next thing coming out will be the Die Another Day movie review with High
Hmm.
Lord. And like I said, we've been doing them all in chronological order. So if anybody's a Bond fan, go check out my top five on YouTube. I've got some of the videos there, and Ty Lord has some on his channel. But links below. I'm sure Vince will drop links below. So if you
Yep.
want to check any of that stuff out, just check it out there. Um, and one more thing I wanted to mention real quick, just because we didn't go into it in detail, but it is relevant now, I think, because it's just so accessible. If you are interested in trying out some of these older consoles, but you don't want to have a ton of money to spend on games or whatever, you don't want to build a huge physical collection, you can jailbreak the PS3 very easily now,
Yes.
and you can play all kinds of stuff on there. That's not me condoning, you downloading anything that you shouldn't be downloading, but just so you know, it's a Google search away to do the process. It's very easy, and it's a great way to back up your library too. If you do have a lot of physical games, you can rip them all, you can play them all off your SSD, and less wear and tear on the discs. So it's better for your collection as well.
Just remember, you can't get any trophies that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Just
right.
Don't
If you are
sign in.
if you want to do single player but you don't care about trophies, this is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, not so much.
yeah. Anthony, anything for you? You got anything with the Sega dudes
Um,
coming up?
so when I move into the new, hopefully closing will be this week, but when I move into the new house and I set up the entire room, I'm probably gonna do a room tour on the Sega dudes, which is something that Oaz and I have, because Oaz and I, go back in the days. So yeah, we're normally do our things on Thursday. I'm actually gonna start branching out and doing like probably YouTube and Twitch, like just on the Sega dudes playing a game during the week. It's definitely going to be RPG related. I mean, I don't really play anything else. So, I think the first game I'm going to start playing is going to be Chrono Trigger, and it's going to be on the original Super
Oh,
Nintendo. I'm going to have,
nice.
all that completely set up. And go basically just go from there. Talking about, I told them we got to do like little things of on Saturn and Sega stuff like that. Just start going through like different
Hmm.
systems and go from there. So yeah, I'll give links to that as well.
Cool.
But that's
Cool.
that's it.
All right. So last thing I got for you guys is that the podcast is now on Spotify, and I'm
Yay.
working to get it out on every place that you can find podcasts right now. It's just on Spotify and Amazon. So if you want to be able to listen to the audio podcast without having to see our beautiful or ugly faces, depending on your stances, there you go. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know the news on that. I got that done last week, so be warned that there's only so many episodes out there right now, but I'm planning on trying to release one of the older episodes every day, and every Wednesday will be a new episode. So look forward to those. And other than that, guys, everyone, thank you for being on. Thank you for listening. If you have anything you want to ask or say about the PS3, leave it in the comments below. We'd love to read it. And we'll catch you next time. Peace out.
Everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.